That is. Just don't say like that ever.
Scrumptious.
You want me to scrunch on your berg, baby? Winky face?
Winky face. You know what? I'll have to
Winky
think
face.
about that. Welcome back to another game of Skyfall! How was
Welcome
the
back
week,
to a chat.
boyos?
It's been a pretty darn doodly good week, my friend.
Uchi and I have never had so many feelings.
We have cried a lot together in bed after sex.
You guys been watching a bunch of gay-ass anime?
Yeah, we have.
When I say gay, I don't mean homosexual, I mean retarded. Just to clarify. Okay, well that's cool. I mean, you know.
Honey-chan.
So, it is our first session for the Thursday group. We've moved some people around and are ready to get into some adventures with the Juhus and the Jigaboos, was it? Is that
Please
the name
no.
you're going by
Please
right now?
no.
That is correct.
No. This is
Uchi
a
doesn't know how to say
one-person
this.
vote. This is a one-person vote.
We'll call
This
you
is a
the
two-person
JJs
vote.
for now then. So, you guys are currently off in a far-flung city that's somewhat near Skyfall, but not necessarily a part of it, as you've all chosen to start off your game on an airship. A very special one, in fact. Now, as we kick off here, we did do a session 0, which has been really good, but we have a couple of things to set up at the beginning, so we'll just dive into that now and get things going.
No, side note, can I get 2 Skittles?
Oh, are you missing a Skittle?
No, I want 2 Skittles for my divination rolls, so I can just mark it so I don't forget.
I want to mark Skittles for divination rolls. Just use dice. Or here.
Can
What
we
color?
No,
have
but
an
I like-
initiative skittle?
I guess I
You
can
can use
just
counters
that
too
away.
if you want. But, let's see. What color Skittle you need?
Take
Pink.
green Skittles. It's over on my thing.
Oh, yeah. There we go. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, if you guys need dice or note cards or anything like that, help yourselves. You've already got your little tokens and everything. And for
Give
the
Skittles blocks.
for the sake of simplicity, we'll say that the wind ray is where it is on the map right now, and we'll use a little marker to record its movements as time goes on. Now, the overarching plot that has brought your group together is sort of centered around Sloth's character, Gideon Goldstein here. Gideon, the group that you work for, the company that you have, is owned by your family and goes by the name Goldstein Mercantile, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Goldstein Mercantile, you've worked for them for some time, right around the age where you were kind of coming into your own and becoming a man. Your parents decided to introduce you to the family business, and you've done pretty well with it so far until a mild hiccup recently involving the Rubensberger account. You're charged with getting that account opened back up, or at least coming up with the amount of money that was in it originally, and you have a time frame for that. Now, this account is not the smallest thing. It is a fairly difficult task, and the stakes are rather high. If you can't finish this and get the account fixed up, you will lose your financier license and be kicked from the company, and you'll have to basically start over. But your parents, being the nice half-elves that they are, who've been in business for many, many years and everything, have not only given you a decent amount of time to get this done, but they've also kind of found some help for you. There is a man aboard the Wind Ray by the name of Zakharum, who is a mercenary, a sellsword, and a bit of an odd one too, who's got some sort of storied knowledge from around the globe, as he's a Triton who's spent a lot of his time in the sea. And you've also managed to pick up the help of a elderly gentleman, a wizard by the name of Draken, and you've also managed to pick up the help of another strange one, a simulacrum from Hillcrest, who's currently aboard the ship and seems to be down on his luck without any coin. You've gotten all of them to come along with you to fix up this account. So it would be unfair to say that they are employees of yours, but they do come with you on whatever sort of expeditions and things like that you do. Now, I want to know...
Sorry, is someone robbing Baller's house or something?
My bad.
To answer your question, yes.
All right.
but it's chill. So you guys are down in the crew quarters, where the majority of the people aboard the Wind Ray sleep. It is a massive set of decks, multiple stories layered upon themselves, with different hallways leading to different rooms. And I would say that you and your friends have all been given rooms clustered together. So you don't all sleep in the same room, but the door to your left is Zakarum, across the hall, Old Man Cade is there, etc., right? Who do you guys think would be the first one to get up?
I'd probably run on a strict schedule of waking up at 6.
Sure, okay. So BP, you're the first one to get up. You are the simulacrum who is currently away from home, having been told that a life of study and reading and books and this and that was your future. You weren't really pleased with the prospects of it, and being a robot that has a literal gun for an arm,
A huge gun.
Yeah, you decided that you wanted to be a hunter, and your parents, quotation marks, have agreed to at least let you go out into the world and try out this new life, giving you a year abroad, and then you must return. You've made it over to the Wind Ray, securing passage up here, and you were conned into doing so, with nobody here to really exact your revenge upon. You've just kind of ended up broke here on the Wind Ray. And that's an especially difficult thing, because on the Wind Ray, to be unemployed is like a very big cultural taboo. And so, for a bit, you were definitely ostracized, but you've recently found some form of employment going around with one of the Goldsteins here. You know that he's across the hall, and you're the first one to get up in your room here. What do you want to do?
Do I know Goldstein's room? Is it
Yeah,
like right
you know
next
it's
to mine?
across the hall there.
I'll leave my room,
Okay,
clunk my way over to his front door,
sure.
give it a
Goldstein. Goldstein.
Gideon, you hear a rap at your door. It's early, and there's not a whole lot of light coming through the side window here in your room, but you can tell somebody's trying to get your attention. It sounds like your robotic companion.
Goldstein.
Hold on, just a second. You can calm down.
Okay.
Your
Oh,
voice is gonna feel so awful after this.
yeah.
Please hurry up. We need to adventure.
Fucking kill me.
All right. Just Christ, it's like 6 in the morning, dude.
What a good time to start.
Yeah, well, just give me like 5 more minutes, dude. Go wake the others first.
As you call out, there's a sound in the hall. It's a dull tone, similar to almost like a wind instrument combined with a bell being rung. It's sort of unique to itself, almost pseudo-magical, and it rings out not so loud that it's like ear-piercing, but it almost commands that you pay attention to it. And you know that this tone is something that plays throughout the ship whenever somebody is being called to a different deck. It rings out, and it's loudest for you as you're in the hallway there, BP. And it says, Gideon Goldstein to the upper decks. Gideon Goldstein to the upper decks.
Motherfucker. I just wanted to
Goldstein,
sleep.
you are being called.
I heard. Thank you, though. God damn it. Am I like? Have I been waiting for this call? Is this like a call that's like, all
You
right?
have no idea what this is about, but you've heard this call before. It's usually whenever you're summoned to work, as the decks where all of the mercantile business and trades are is just above the crew quarters.
Got it. All right. Well, I'll throw on my like some fairly unused like coat and stuff, and get my shit together. Check
Okay.
like my pocket watch, and then head upstairs.
Start going through your PJs and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at
How
this
long does it
point,
take you
having
to get ready?
Oh no.
Probably a couple of minutes.
Couple minutes.
Does it take above 5?
Sure.
Goldstein,
Yes, I know. I'm coming.
it has been 5 minutes.
I know. Thank you.
At this point,
what
the
are you
room
doing?
over, Zakarum, you would have woken as well, and Old Man Cade, you would be awake too, having heard the smashing on the door and also the tone playing out as your party's leader here, the thread that binds you, has been summoned to the upper decks. Whether or not you want to just stay and sleep in is up to you, but it's clear that BP is also awake.
Oh, sounds like a good time to get my day started.
Perfect. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna go walk down the hallway and walk over next to BP.
Sure. The door opens up, BP, and you watch the elderly man, this wizard who goes by the name of Draken Cade, make his way over towards you.
Oh, BP, how are you doing so early in the morning?
Good morning, Draken.
Has Gideon not gotten up yet?
No, he hasn't. Goldstein,
I'm gonna knock on the door and also Goldstein.
God damn! I'm getting ready.
Zakarum, what do you want to do? You can hear that everyone's out in the hall, and it's clear that there's an argument going on with Gideon at the moment.
Zakarum comes out of his room, trident in hand, fixing his belt a little bit.
Okay.
He says, good morning, my friends who have also failed to take the Great Descent.
Whoa.
I heard the summon for the one who loves the gold. Is he awake?
We don't know. He keeps saying he's getting ready, but I think he's just, coming up with excuses.
I'm
think-
going to stumble out of my
Goldstein.
door, like
Alright,
half dressed, like my hair is like all in a fucking it's all standing up and shit. I'm like, okay, I'm here, I'm up. God.
At the
How-
same
how
time
large-
that Goldstein's door opens, and he rebukes you all, the three standing there in front of his doorway, another door a little bit further down the hall also opens, and you see what looks like a red dragonborn look out, and he has like a little, light blue nightcap on his head, and he just says, "Shut up."
Good
Yep,
morning,
sorry.
my fine sir.
He just
Sorry.
slams the door.
God.
sorry.
Gideon, my boy, this is why you should wear robes. You can just sleep in them and then get up and be dressed.
Mm-hmm.
Mr.
Well,
Kate, we need to be quiet.
Is this why you smell like the death?
I'm sure there are multiple reasons for that. But is it really that?
I don't smell it.
Okay, so this is a
You
1-to-1
don't
party
say.
ratio. I'm going with the majority vote. BP here probably weighs more.
oh, God damn it! What?
Oh,
You guys
Goldstein,
always.
you were
Yeah.
being galled.
I know. I heard. Thank you. I heard multiple times.
You should go.
Yeah, I'm going. Are you guys? Do you guys want to come with me, or are you gonna fucking stay outside my room and mess with my neighbors as well?
Well, it's not like they've been called.
The old people who also love the gold tell me, look after son who likes the gold. I look after.
I give him a thumbs up.
God damn it! I'm just gonna fucking start heading out and double check my buttons and everything, make sure,
Oh, if
get
any of his
everything in
buttons are
place.
undone, I want to mother hen him and just start buttoning his shirt for him.
Sure.
Can I start fixing his hair? But cause yeah, I'll start
Oh.
fixing his hair
With the gun.
with the gun arm.
It's like a metal pipe / spatula hits you on the side of the head.
Your
Oh
hair.
yes, looks very good, especially the hair. BP, you should be a stylist.
I have a gun for an arm, not a brush.
As you guys are going down the hallway, you're headed over towards the stairwell, which will lead you either up or down throughout the decks. there's one major stairwell that goes through all of these, and eventually will lead straight up to the top, to the upper landing. And there's also a few access ones that you can use, but this is the one that people will, 95% of the time use, unless they're maybe members of the engineering crew. As you guys get over there and step towards the stairs, you see a familiar face there on the steps. It is the only undead that currently resides permanently on the Wind Ray. And you see this skeletal figure come stepping down. He's wearing a set of, it's like bluish gold robes. And he just kind of gives you guys a wave. And he has an official name, but everybody just calls him Mr. Bones.
Ah, good morning, Mr. Bones.
Morning.
Yeah, it kind of gives you guys a wave with his hand there, and then he just looks over at you, Gideon, and he says, "Your hair's messed up."
I know. Thank you, Mr. Bones. Good
I
insight.
don't think so.
I think it looks very good on him.
Now, you guys know that Mr. Bones, he has a role on the ship which is very specific, which is the position of courier. So he kind of moves notes between rooms and passes on things like news or reports and whatnot. And so he's basically always got a stack of papers in his arms at any given time, or at least a satchel at his side, kind of like, bursting with letters and whatnot. And he says, well, anyway, here you go. And he hands you over a small rolled up scroll, Gideon.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Bones. And I will flip him a silver as a tip.
Thanks. He takes the silver and walks past you all. Good day.
Good day.
As he walks past, I salute him.
He gives you a nod as well. Would you say that your character has like a special relationship with Mr. Bones at all, or?
Yes, in the sense that he has already taken the Great Descent, and I seek to take the Great Descent.
What is the Great Descent?
It's when Triton people get close to dying of old age, they just go down into the elemental plane of water and fight shit until they die.
Ah, okay. Mr. Bones is by no means a Triton, but he is walking proof of having met a death already. You don't know what the exact circumstance was that led up to that, and indeed he might not even know, depending on how things are, but there's kind of some friendliness between the two of you. And he gives you a nod, and as he's passing by, he says, no mail for you today, Zakarum.
It is the same as always.
He passes by and goes kind of like clacking down the hallway towards a different room as you guys start to ascend, and you start to go up a couple of these flights. Now, are you going somewhere in particular, Gideon and crew?
I'm taking out my letter opener, opening up the letter, and then reading that as I head up to the place that I was called.
I want to be looking over your shoulder and reading it too.
Sure.
Like, no shit's given about his, like, personal space.
The letter is one that gives a little title at the top showing that it's a notice. Similar to like a newspaper almost, but it's just a single story, like a little warning there. And the story says in about 2 paragraphs that somebody has been stealing scrolls throughout the ship, and that people should be on the lookout and keep the small items in their pockets safe, especially if it happens to be any magical parchment.
Just scrolls? What the hell?
Yeah. If you're looking over his shoulder, Old Man Cade, you would see this as well. Somebody has been thieving scrolls as of late.
Ah! Thieves! I'm gonna, like, hold my backpack in my arms.
Did you say thieves?
Ah, yes! They're stealing scrolls. It says it right here in Gillian's note.
The thieves are very bad.
I will hold my gold log closer to my body. So those accounts are very important, and I'll hand the letter back to Zakarum. he wants to look at it.
Okay. So Zakarum, you're handed the note there, and you can see what it is he's talking about. Surely there's somebody out here who's got a very specific eye for what they're stealing. And as you guys are headed up, you eventually get towards the very first of these floors dedicated purely to shops, different crafters, artisans. It's really something. Given how early it is in the morning, most of these aren't open, but there are a couple establishments which have already flipped their open signs, and you can hear everything from blacksmiths working to like the sound of saws on wood to people bartering and things like that. There's activity here even though it's quite early.
What a fine day.
I'm very concerned with anyone who comes within 5 feet of Gideon.
Okay. You guys are walking along, and somebody does approach you and gets somewhat close to you guys. You see it looks like some kind of runner. It's a younger boy who's probably 12 or 13 years old, and given that you're a part of one of the more prominent families here on the Windray, it's not uncommon for people to know who you are, and you see that this kid comes up and like tips his cap to you and goes, "Morning, Mr. Goldstein."
Morning.
He just
Watching
kinda
this
walks
kid with
by.
my beady robot eyes.
The cannon pops out of your arm.
Starts charging.
Cannon is erect and ready to fire.
Now, as you're continuing on down the hallway, you pass by one business, then another, and I'd like you all to roll perception, please.
Oh.
Oh,
First roll of the evening. Type what you get into the chat there, please.
Not a good.
not a good.
Into the tabletop chat?
Yes, so I can see all of them there.
I'll just be staring at Gideon. That's all.
Going by, everything seems to be more or less how you would expect it. You've, even the newest of you aboard the ship have been here for at least a few days, and this is kind of just how things are. However, Zakarum and Gideon, you both noticed that one of the shops here has a couple of guards in it, and though the door is closed so you can only hear it muffled, the guards are currently having an argument with the shop owner.
Gideon, that seems quite out of place.
As the two of you continue looking, you can see something else. Inside, there appears to be items in the shop which are broken. It's a blacksmithy, and near the back it looks like a weapon rack of some kind has been like smashed and knocked over, and the desk seems to be damaged and scuffed up. There's like a little burn mark.
You guys want to check it out?
You do see that the close sign is there, so it does appear that they're having a somewhat private conversation, but you could definitely go over and try and step in if you wanted. It's up to you.
No.
One who loves gold, I think that we should make haste to the meeting point. Perhaps the Windray is not as safe as it was once believed.
Very true, very true. Okay, out to the meeting then.
Okay. The blacksmith kind of raises her arms, which are just like pure muscle, like she's like yelling at the guards, and the guards kind of take like a step back, and you guys just walk past through the hallway. Other people are kind of coming and going, and what's that?
I'll take note of what shop it is, though.
Sure, it's Donna's blacksmithy.
Donna's blacksmith.
Now, passing the shops, you eventually get to a point in the hallway where the sound of coin repeatedly falling can be heard, and you know that this is the sweet tone, the music of your people, from past a doorway where there's like a golden arch above that says Goldstein Mercantile. You hear the sound of bankers, financiers, and different deals that are being made and coins that are being counted. This is where you work and where your family resides.
Ah, home sweet home.
Just
Alright.
sleep downstairs. What do you mean this is your home?
Well, that's where I sleep. But
Home
This.
is where your empress.
this is my life. it's hard to explain, but I don't know.
Ah.
As you step by, two heavily armed guards in sets of full plate mail both bow to your group at the same time as you're stepping over.
I bow back,
Am I
raise
able
my
to?
trident.
and then have trouble unbowing because I'm an old man.
I could say you could definitely bow, and you would definitely have to kind of like lower your trident to get it through the doorway.
I'll just stand there. Bowing's a little too difficult for my 1 foot legs.
He's like Chunky from fucking Donkey Kong 64, except he's a robot.
Now, there's a main desk here, stepping inside, kind of shaped to give you a little bit of a thing to go off of, kind of shaped like this. And here is the like the main doorway on the side, and expanding into, let's see, like this area here. It's just a whole bunch of like different cubicles, basically. You also happen to know that there's like a main office over here, where your family does most of their really important business. And there's a lady at the counter who looks over. She's the same secretary that your family has had for quite some while. She just kind of, gives you a brief wave as you step in.
Like what's her name?
She goes by Dasha.
So Dasha, how's it going today?
I'd like you to make a luck roll, please.
Oh,
Time to determine her age.
Oh no.
it's not going well.
It's a 2-year-old behind the counter. No, she doesn't really seem to be paying you much attention. She has a file that she's holding in one hand, and she seems to be working on her nails as she's standing behind the counter. And she kind of looks at them like she's seeing her reflection, and turns her fingers to one side and then looks back and she goes, "Gideon, here for your appointment."
That I am.
Very well. Round the door in the back. She doesn't take a moment to look at you. And to clarify, she is your age. And she's not a half-elf, though. She is human. But she's, you know, kind of the equivalent.
Goldstein, should we follow you in?
Fucking. Do they usually follow me in? Do I usually?
I'm gonna stay outside and flirt with the receptionist.
Good morning, Dasha.
I'll like arc right here.
Okay. I would say that the group comes with you when the group is needed, but your parents don't always tell you ahead of time. For instance, this time you've been paged, but nothing was said over the comms whether or not you'd have to, you know, bring your friends or not.
Huh.
So it's up to you if you want to try and bring them with you.
I'll leave them at the secretary, and then if they're needed, I'll come back and get them.
Okay. As you make your way over to the door, do you step in?
Mhm.
Okay. As you open up the door, you see a set of desks there, and both of these desks are filled with papers here and there, and two familiar faces. Over in the corner is your father Harold, another half-elf, and at the other desk is your mother Renvra. are spelled there. And immediately, your mother looks over and goes, "Oh, sweetie."
Oh God.
Mom, Dad, how's it going?
Did we wake you? Your hair is so... Oh, it's all over the
Yeah.
place.
yeah, I know.
Oh, gee.
It's
She starts to kind of like
It's
shuffle away from her chair there and stands up. And your mother's quite short. She's like maybe 5 feet tall and kind of like nudges around the desk and everything. She's a portly half elf with like...
it's fine, Mom. Like I could get it. Don't worry. Like don't.
No,
you know.
it's fine. And you've got a
okay.
smudge on your cheek. It looks like... Is this engine oil?
Maybe. Possibly.
She like licks her thumb and kind of like gets rid of the smudge there. Oh, gee, you're hopeless. Come sit down.
Yeah, that's Mother.
Monkeys.
Now, okay, you remember the Rubensburger account, don't you, sweetie?
Yep, I remember it well.
Do you?
Yeah. Why? What happened? I gotta get. I have to get it back. I know.
Oh, jeez. She looks over at her husband across the room there, your father, and she goes, "See, Harold, the boy hardly sleeps. He doesn't even know what's happening." And Harold just nods, and she looks back and he goes, "Oh, you gotta stop staying up so late, or whatever it is. I've been telling you, you've been eating all wrong lately."
Oh my God. Yes, Mother.
Okay, well, it's not about the Rubensburger account, but there is something important that I need you to go and do, okay?
Anything.
Now, you've got all your friends, right? They're still on the ship, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Good. There's a criminal on the loose. His name is Fergus Hallman, and he took an account with us, and now that he's been declared defunct, well, we need to get the account back. And, you know, me and Harold, we were both talking, and I think that maybe you could go out and, you know, stretch your legs a little bit. You've been on the ship too much. And then she looks over and goes, "Isn't that right, Harold?" And Harold just nods. He never looks over. He's just going through his papers. See, even your father thinks so.
Okay. So, this Fergus, is he still on the ship, or?
No. Have you got your scroll this morning already?
Yeah, the scroll thief thing, right?
Yeah, guards found out about it just recently. Took a scroll of Featherfall, went right over the deck, even stole Donna's lockbox.
Oh,
And he owes us money too. How much was it again? And then she looks over, and Harold is just going through papers, and then she looks back and she goes, "Oh yeah, it was 50 gold, that's right."
50 gold. Wow. Okay.
So I want you to take your friends and go down to the surface. Talk to the guards first. Tell them, you know, you're with me and Harold, and they'll tell you everything.
Right. Okay. And what guards exactly?
You know, the guards on the ship. Just go talk to the police.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Get the captain, a lieutenant, anything will do. You'll find them further up, or maybe some wandering the halls. I don't know.
I will get right on that, Mother. Thank you.
Now remember, the first thing with collections is, and she like kind of holds her stylus towards you. The feather just kind of pointed in your direction.
Always get the money.
That's right, sweetie. She reaches out and kind of straightens your hair a bit, and she goes, "Oh, jeez." You remind me so much of... Oh, well, just get on. Get along.
Okay. Yep. Okay, love you, Mom. Love you, Dad. Good luck. Or, yeah, I'll be on my way now.
Harold nods over in the corner, and your mom goes back to her work, and she's kind of humming along as she goes through her papers. And as you get towards the door, meanwhile, outside...
Nasha, have you heard anything about this scroll thief? I'm very protective of my scrolls, you see.
She continues messing with her nails there. She doesn't even take a moment to really look over, and she says, "Well, I'll tell you, honey, I don't keep any of those around, so I don't really care."
Well, they're very useful. But, oh, it's Gilius. Ah, he's back.
Did you actually flirt with the secretary at all, Zacharoon?
Yeah, absolutely.
What did you want to say to her while she's there fixing up her nails?
What color are her nails?
They're red. She also has red lipstick on and enough rouge on her cheeks that you can tell it's not like her natural skin tone.
Fuck.
Unnatural.
Yeah, I'd probably be like, Nasha, this morning, the red of your nails reminds me of the blood of great whales spilling into the ocean.
She's just messing with her nails, and she goes, "Oh, is that good?"
It is beautiful. You should see it sometime.
For the first time during this whole encounter, she turns away from her nails for a moment and kind of gives you a wave like, "Oh, Zacharum, you're so kind." The door opens.
I smile at her.
She gives you a smile too, and the door opens over there, and Gideon comes out. His hair seems to be worse, and there's like a blackish smudge on his cheek.
Oh, Gilius, your hair.
We'll walk over him there and try to fix his hair.
Actually, wait, no, PB, we need his hair fixed. Come here.
Goldstein!
I'll try to fix his hair with a couple of pats with my gun.
Sure. I'd like you to make for me a dexterity check, please.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, well, you know how those go. That's 11.
Okay. Reaching up to fix your hair, you see BP come over, and one of his appendages, reaching off his trash can body, comes up and slaps the side of your face a couple of times, missing your hair completely.
Beautiful.
Okay. Stop. I can fix my hair. Thank you, BP.
If you can fix your hair, why haven't you done it yet?
Look, you
Oh,
tried.
You've been awake for like 30 minutes. What is wrong with you?
Look, my mom just tried to do it as well. She, fucking. None of this would have happened if you guys just gave me like a couple more minutes of time to get ready.
With my
well-
actual hand, I'll open up my chest compartment, take out some robot grease.
Goldstein.
Oh, no. No.
I'll start slathering some on the tip of the gun.
Abort!
I'm good, BP. Thank you though. You can stop.
Are you sure?
Yes, you're very sure. Thank you.
My gun's already lubed.
I don't know what
It'd
you're
be a real
talking about.
shame if you didn't let him go through with it now, Gillian.
It's Gideon. And I think I'm okay. Why? Why? Everyone's fucking messing with my hair and shit.
We
What?
only do it because we love you.
Thank you, Draken.
You remind me of my apprentice before he became an ass.
That's wonderful, Draken. Thank you.
Goldstein, what did they talk to you about?
Oh, right. Okay, so the the scroll thief. Well, apparently he owes us some money, and we need to go get that back. It's Fergus Hallman. owes us about 50 gold.
Is he in the room? I'll kill him.
No, he apparently he
Raises
stole.
gun.
It's freshly lubed,
Please, don't
ready to
shoot
fire.
anybody. This it's a fine establishment. No one needs to fucking die right now. But look, yeah, he stole a spell or a scroll of Featherfall, and he's down on the
Oh.
surface. So we're gonna
I
have
never
to.
thought of that. That's a very interesting way of getting back down.
Yep, it's certainly a way to get down. Little expensive for my taste, but you know.
So
I'm not.
how are we getting? Who do we talk to? The surface is a rather large place.
I'm not good at falling.
I
There
don't
are-
suggest.
There are
Oh.
multiple dents and like scrape marks across his body that would indicate this.
I put my hand on PB's like chassis and
It's just like, don't worry, I've got you.
and I will cast resistance on him.
Why?
we could talk to the guard and see where he might have dropped out of, and you know, what town that would be close by. So.
Well, shall we go?
To a god! Zakarum, it is time to talk to people who are similar to you.
Noticing that the rest of the party is leaving, I'll turn to Dasha and say, well, fair Dasha, I go again on an adventure. I will be sure to dedicate every drop of blood that I spill and is spilt by me to you. Wait for me, fair Dasha. And then I'll pick up my trident and join these guys.
Okay.
As I
my
pass
God.
by, as
We
I pass
have
by
merged
Dasha,
together.
as I pass by Dasha on the way out,
Dasha,
She looks over.
you're like a 4 out of 10.
I'll walk out of the room.
She just says,
Amazing.
"Bye, BP." As you guys step out into the hall, things have gotten considerably busier, and although only maybe 10-15 minutes have passed during this time, like pretty much every shop is now open, and people are wandering up and down and getting this and that, and you can also see what looks like guards as well that kind of patrol these parts. You see guards sometimes in the crew quarters, but the upper decks, notably things like the engine rooms and these mercantile quarters and whatnot, they get a lot of attention. Now, where are you guys going? What are you guys doing?
Going to talk to the first guard I see.
Yeah, could
Okay.
I hail down?
Yeah, there's a guard walking by right now, and it looks like he's having a conversation with some commoner who's going by in the ship, and then they finish their talk as you're approaching, and he looks over, and your appearance seems to be notable enough that he goes, Master Goldstein, what is it?
Hi. I heard that there was a spell or scroll thief that jumped off with a featherfall.
You've been
Recent
hired to
development.
hunt a scroll thief.
I didn't see it, but I heard it last night. Apparently, jumped off. Pitch black.
Wow. It's quite the balls on that guy.
Yeah.
Who would I go talk to about that?
It depends on what you want to know. I've been
As
briefed.
much as possible.
You see, he kind of puts his hand on his hands on his hips and sort of leans back in a confident manner.
Well, I was looking for maybe where he would have landed and where he would have gone to from there.
Appearances are important too.
Right past the ruins, we were going over the bay, and well, if the times all line up, he should be somewhere in there. Don't know if he managed to float down over to the forest, though. Could have missed it. Maybe he just drowned. Who knows?
That would be unfortunate. Hmm. The ruins. The ruins of, was it Flashpod? Flashboard?
Yeah, we just passed by there, and going pretty fast in the evening there. You know how the autopilot is. And there was a scream and someone calling thief. And before long, somebody was headed over the side, put two and two together when we asked him, found what was missing. There's a few other things that have gone stolen too. Don't know for sure, but it's expected that he's behind it. Apparently it was Ferguson, actually. Only been on the ship for a little bit. No good sellsword.
Yeah, he owed my parents' company quite a bit of money.
He nods for a moment, like, oh, it all makes sense now. And he gives you a knowing smile, like, oh, okay, yep, mm-hmm.
And I've been tasked with recovering it, so...
Well, there's very little chance that he's even alive, given that he probably hit the water and just drowned there. But if he did, I mean, he's been declared a criminal, so you're free to go after him.
And assuming that he hit the water and lived through the Featherfall scroll, do you think all would be the best place to look, or do you think he would most likely just hide out in the ruins?
What happened just last night, I don't even know if he'd make it to the ruins in time. Now, if you ask me, and he leans forward like he's about to tell you a conspiracy theory, and he goes, I think... Get this. So, he wouldn't just jump if there was nobody there, right? It's gotta be a plan. Probably an inside job. I'll bet you that somebody else on the ship knows about this. Mark my words, something else is gonna happen around here. And I bet you that he's not alone down there, if he is alive. Do you believe him when he tells you this, or are you like, you're crazy? What's your character thinking?
I do believe him.
Okay.
Or like I kind of buy into it.
How about the rest of you?
There has to be a reason he jumped.
Why
Can I
would
make
this
an
guy
insight
lie
check?
to us?
Sure, make an insight check.
Can I also make an insight check?
Go for it.
I have a nat 20.
Nice.
First nat 20 of the evening.
14.
Okay. Those of you with a 10 or higher are able to tell that he believes this wholeheartedly. Whether or not it turns out to be true, who knows? But he's not pulling your leg. He legitimately thinks this was an inside job. And Zakarum, you're not entirely sure if he's telling the truth or not. Like if he's kind of just spinning a yarn for you guys.
Guard,
He looks over at you.
do you have any statistics to back this up?
Oh, I mean, the wilderness is dangerous. Like, how would he live by himself down there? Nobody goes on the roads alone. Just be waiting to die. Better off probably just waiting another day, you know. Unless, maybe he had already stolen something. Maybe he was wanted elsewhere. You know how it is with criminals, one thing after another. He's hiding out. Anyway, and you see he looks down the hall, and there's another guard coming by who has a considerably more numerous set of badges on his breastplate there. And this guard goes, anyway, Goldstein, you guys, I'll see you later. I gotta get back to work.
Alright, thank you for the info.
He just kind of
You
gives you a wave
didn't
and quickly
even
goes
tell
down.
us what he looked like.
He's already off down the hall.
I'll wave down the other guard.
Sir, do you know what the scroll thief looks like?
You see what is undoubtedly the guard captain making his rounds up and down through the the halls. Sometimes he leaves his office and likes to do this. There's many days where you don't bump into him at all, but he does come by here every now and then. And he makes his way over, and at your introduction there, he gives you a brief nod, Draken, and says, Mr. Cade.
Me and my boy Gilius here have been requested to catch the scroll thief by his parents. We were just talking to that fine god who'd walked away about it, but he never gave us the scroll thief's appearance. I was wondering if you knew.
A regrettable thing, but crime goes with the territory. He looks over at you now, Gilius.
It's Gideon.
Well,
The appearance of Fergus Hallman.
He gives you a knowing nod, and he says, Tiefling. Yellow eyes, like a cat's. Can't miss it. Very peculiar.
Like always, right?
That's racist.
He gives you a nod when you say that, and he looks over to the old man and says, well, it does happen very often.
True,
So-
but they're not all bad.
He jumped ship
Tiefling
last
with
night.
yellow eyes.
Yeah, yellow eyes. Thick skin, scaly almost. Similar to a dragonborn's, but not the same.
Thick. With 2 C's. Skin. Scale. God.
Not waifu material.
Yes.
Of course, no thought.
It's probably a 5 out of 10. Still better than Dasha.
Are you actually mumbling this?
Yes.
Perfect. The captain looks over to you and he says, is there anything else, Gideon?
I will look to like my other party members. Anything else?
How to down.
What did you say?
I think he wants to know how to get down.
Sorry. How to down.
You'll have to find your own way down there.
Can you do you know where he jumped? That would be a good starting place.
Please no jumping.
Don't worry, Peepee. I've got you. It will be fine.
Just stare down at my feet. I don't think I can see them.
While the robot and the old man talk about the trials and tribulations of life, the guard captain turns to you, Gideon, and he says, There's a number of ships that are currently in tow. If any of them are traveling to the surface, you might be able to go with them. There's a couple of corvettes as well. I'm not sure what they run.
How much for... Oh fuck, never mind.
See,
yeah.
Peepee, jumping doesn't sound so bad now that you looked at your coin purse.
Still staring down at my feet that I cannot.
How much do those corvettes usually run passengers for, Kevin?
Depends how far you're going. If you're taking one for that, I'd say you're probably looking at least a few silver for the each of you.
Oh, that's far too expensive.
A little pricey, but alright.
Error.
Thank you.
He gives you a nod and he says, anyway, good luck on your journey.
Thank you.
Have a good day, Captain.
You too, Mr. Cade. He walks past.
Such
Always
a
liked
sweet
Captain.
young boy.
Seems like a good guy.
I think it was 50.
Alright,
So,
so
Garrus, I can't afford a Corvette down to the surface.
Nor can I.
I can cover that. That'll be
No,
business
no,
finances.
you're 3,000 gold in debt. You
Ye-
can't spare that kind of silver.
Look, I'm 3,000 gold in debt
I
if
know
I
the
don't
spell
recover
of
the account.
Featherfall. It
There's
will
a
be
gnome walking
easy.
by who's got like a little tuft of sort of bluish hair, and he looks like he's tinkering with something metallic in his hand. And when he's going by, you say this, and he turns over and goes, 3,000! And he just stops dead in his tracks and kind of looks at your group.
Not really. Just it's just we have to
fucked
get.
He just turns away and he's like,
Account
damn! And, then, and you can hear 10 feet away, he's like, that guy's fucked.
See, even the gnome agrees you can't afford that.
Look, we just have to get to Hillcrest and fucking talk our way through it, and we can get the Rubensberger account back without spending 3,000 gold. That's I'm only 3,000 gold in debt if we can't get the Rubensberger account back.
I don't know, sir. I think it'd be more enjoyable to skydive off the boat. Like, haven't you ever wanted to do that?
Well, fuck, I
Correct.
have many things, and I have equipment that I need to bring down with me, and I doubt that your magic can do
Do
all
you
of
know how magic works? It isn't bound by your useless physics.
Draken, please take the boat. Please.
But I get seasick.
I will.
Off in the distance, you hear it sounds like a group of halflings, and one of them goes, 3,000!
Oh my fucking god.
How much gold do you have? Goldstein.
I more than enough. Don't worry about that. Let's.
That's not a number.
Error.
Cannot divide by 0.
How much gold do you have? Goldstein.
I have more than enough. Don't worry
Error.
about it. Look, I'm not telling you how much gold I have.
It's because he doesn't have any gold.
How much gold do you have? Gold.
God damn. I have 70 gold. I have 70 gold, PP.
Gold.
There you
So
go.
he's got 2,930 gold in debt. He's in the red.
Can we walk to the boat?
Yeah. Well, hold up. I gotta like prepare for this, this journey. Hey. Okay. Quick question before we head out, though, guys. Since we're gonna be on the surface, do any of you want to go to either Ool or Hillcrest?
I thought we had to go to Hillcrest.
Well, yes, but in case the thief decides to go to Ool instead, which is the closer territory or city, we'll be going there, right?
Am I only like 2 days out on my journey?
I would say that you're probably about a 10-day out on your journey. In fact, you have a year to get back, and the actual date that you have to return is the 1st of spring. It's the 15th right now. So you've kind of wandered a little bit, but most of it has been spent stuck on this ship with no money.
I fucked up. Can we avoid Hillcrest? For my pride.
You want to, but I really need to go to Hillcrest. Although I guess we don't have to do that yet, but I would like to stop by Hillcrest, if not just for like an hour or two.
For what, Mr. Goldstein?
Well, I would like to discuss with the Rubensberger family to see.
They're in Hillcrest?
Yes, unfortunately.
Do I know these guys? Have I heard of Rudenberg?
Oh. Go ahead and make for me a straight luck roll. On a 15 or higher, you know of the Rubensburgers. Ooh, you have not heard of them.
Well, that seems important. We'll go there.
Thank you, VP.
Set out on an adventure, and you won't even skydive with an old man.
I feel like your needs are gonna be obliterated.
We'll have to teach you all magic at some point, so you have a good understanding of the way magic works.
Alright.
I'm not an old man because I gave a fuck about physics.
Zakram, do you vote boat? Fuck.
Zakarum, are you there?
Yep.
You
Just,
wish to take boat.
Do you want to skydive with me or take a boat? One is free, one is not.
I just stepped closer to Gideon.
Boat.
Seems I've
Boat.
been outvoted here.
Boat.
Rather
Alright.
disappointing. I'll have to do it some other time.
Yes,
Boat.
VP. We know you want the boat. We will get the boat. Don't worry.
Every time I say boat, my like, cause I can't bend, my whole body shifting up and down.
Boat.
Yep, we got it. Thank you. All right.
Oh.
Look, how about we meet up in like an hour, down in front of my room, and then we can head off to the boat together. So,
What do you plan on doing in an hour?
Well, I gotta make some profit somehow, and you know, if we're going to the other towns, then I gotta hire guards, and I gotta, you know, get my my donkeys and my cart out of storage. I got a couple things I gotta do, some chores.
I don't
But
think you understand the point of hunting a thief. We're not on vacation here.
look, we're going down to the surface. We're gonna be heading to either of those cities. I would like to.
Were we
Have
not going
some
to
things.
stop in the ruins?
Yeah,
First?
of course we're stopping in the ruins first, but if the thief had an accomplice who had a vehicle, then we would have to follow them to one of
By
those cities.
riding donkeys?
Yeah, well, fuck. Look,
Do you understand that
Look, I
donkeys
can't-
are not rideable
They're-
creatures?
The old man goes faster.
look, I can't buy horses, so donkeys are gonna have to carry our things, and you know, if we were to
I like
alleviate
pull out
our
my
burden,
pockets and like show him my backpack. It's like,
I can carry my own things. I don't
Alright.
need a donkey
Well-
to do it for me.
Old.
well, I have many things, and those things are going on the donkey because I bought them, and I need to use them anyway. So, the donkey is
Seems
happening.
like
I'm
a-
sorry.
Terrible
what are
waste
you-
of money.
What are you bringing?
I'm gonna find that out, but
Oh, wait.
Just-
He's
Are you comparing prices to do commerce?
yeah, I am actually.
PP understands.
Good job, BP.
You have
Respect.
impressed the Jew.
PP respects the hustle.
Please
Alright.
say every day I'm hustling.
No.
All
Wait,
right.
what's it?
Well, let's meet back in a bit outside of my room, and then I'll go buy us some slots on a boat, and we'll head down to the ruins. Does that sound good to everybody?
I wonder how long it will take the boat to leave. Why can't you just buy the boat instead of the damn donkeys?
Because the boats are more expensive. The boats are like extremely expensive. The donkeys are only a couple gold. Plus, one was given to me by my parents, so like I can't like just fucking let them sit there and like die in storage. Like that's my mom's gonna be really mad. And
Do you understand how stables work?
well, yeah, I do,
And-
but like.
BP wishes to not be on the boat. Can we hurry this up?
Please. I'm leaving now. BP, if you would like to come with me, we could go do trade things. If not, don't worry about it. But I'm leaving.
BP has business to do.
Okay.
I'll join you, BP. It'll be fine. I'll
Adventure.
put my hand on his chassis and cast guidance.
BP feels magical.
Oh my
I will
god.
attempt to jump in place.
Okay. You lift about an inch off of the ground.
BP can fly.
If you can fly, why don't we just, go skydiving?
Not like that. Not like that.
I'll start shuffling my way towards where all that clinking was happening when we were in like the marketplace.
Okay. So,
Okay.
some of you
Wait
are
for-
going down below, like, Gideon, you're gonna go get your stuff.
Yes, I'm going to. I'm gonna do my channel divinity
Okay.
to consult with Izune on potential trade deals and things.
I see. So you'll have to read that to me.
All right. It's kind of loosely worded.
Mhm.
It's Izune gives insight into possibly lucrative trade deals involving surrounding towns.
Ah.
So, for example, the city to the south has a shortage of iron and might pay well
Mhm.
for an extra shipment. So,
Let's see. Go ahead and make a luck roll for me. Since your luck rolls have been pretty strong today.
The bouncy dice don't exist.
that was kind of a fucked up roll. It just
I
stopped.
see.
Shouldn't roll into the side.
Mhm.
So where are you doing this? Are you gonna go, like, into your room before this happens?
Yeah, I'm gonna head into my room to do like a quick little prayer to Izune. Money, money, money.
As you go into your room and do this prayer, the thing finishes, and what looks like a golden dragon, quite miniature, maybe only about 2 or 3 feet in length, materializes in a shimmer of sparkles nearby on the little nightstand close to your bed. And as it does, it lays down a piece of paper and then disappears. It kind of shimmers away into nothingness.
Wonderful. I should go read the paper.
The piece of paper that you pick up says that the Windray has a shortage of extra long steel screws.
Okay, well, it's not. What? What are you supposed to do with this? Well, I'm gonna do it again and be like, Azu, I need specifically looking for trade deals to Uul or the Hillcrest from Windray, not to.
Make another luck check,
Windray.
please.
Oh god. Okay. Alright, where is my fucking dice? Oh, it's over here still. God damn it. Nine!
The dragon appears once again, and this time looks at you and holds out in its hand a piece of paper and kind of flaps it around, almost like in an agitated manner, and then drops it on the bed and then shimmers and disappears.
I shall take that one.
Okay. As you look at it, it says, the merchants of Yule require herbs, specifically nightshade.
Okay, that's more like it. Thank you, Azim. I shall do a small prayer and head out.
Okay. Now, meanwhile, as you're doing this prayer and communing with your god, elsewhere, let's see. What were you doing, BP?
I wanted to go to like, is there like a mechanical district? Like Tinker's workshop?
Kind of. So there's definitely going to be shops that deal in that stuff, but there's also engine rooms and things like that, though you would not be allowed in any of those.
Fuck.
Those are like, yeah, the engine rooms of the ship are off limits. They're some of the most heavily guarded parts of the ship, in fact.
Is there anything in like the market area that
Sure. Yeah, there's blacksmiths and craftsmen and like there's that gnome tinkerer and everything like that. There's people all over the place with a whole bunch of different businesses. You can find almost anything here.
I'll just like to try to collect information on this new chassis that could potentially be built.
Oh.
Walk around to the different workshops.
So if I remember correctly, we talked about that session 0. And you have
The
possible-
schematics?
Yeah.
I don't think
Schematics
you
for a
had the
new
schematics.
chassis.
I thought you had the list for the materials for the new chassis, but not the
Mhm.
Well, yeah. It's like, yeah. I need to collect the items for it.
Yeah. What's it say the gold value is for the items, or is there none?
There was none.
Okay. So as you go around, I'd like you to make the first of many luck rolls, please.
If you ever want to replace your or have a luck roll that's just a 12,
10.
just touch my shoulder.
10. Okay. So you step into this this little workshop of this gnome tinkerer, and he looks over the thing, and after a moment, eventually goes, "Oh yeah. I mean, most of this you're not gonna find in my shop, at least. But I've got some of the smaller stuff here."
How much?
Let's see. It's maybe only 10% of the parts, but well, what the way prices are these days, looking at maybe about 20 gold.
You'll have to go ask Mr. Golgaris.
I picture like you're standing outside past the door and you're just like mumbling to a guy walking by.
Do you? I cannot buy this now. Maybe at a different juncture. But can you estimate a price for the whole thing?
Oh, I mean, I don't know how much this stuff would run you. Some of these bigger parts, I don't think they make those anywhere other than maybe Vossonux or Steelwind. Maybe in Kazatov.
Acid? Okay.
No idea. Sorry, buddy. You're gonna have to go elsewhere to get some of these other bits.
Is he a gnome?
Thank you, tiny friend. I appreciate it.
Don't mention it.
And I'd like to give him a handshake with my gun.
Sure. He holds your gun for a moment there and kind of just gives it a wiggle.
I'll shuffle out.
You rejoin the rest of the party. There, standing outside the shop, is Goldstein, or sorry, is Draken and Zakharoom.
I figured Zakharoom would go with Goldstein.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So you're standing outside of the door, making sure that Goldstein isn't stabbed in his room or anything, as that's your charge. And BP, you return to your friend there. What are you guys gonna do?
Did you find out a price range? Did he have any other stuff?
Just the small stuff. I don't know how much the big stuff costs.
Well, you're a simulacrum. Probably best to find it in Vossonux.
Hey, That's what he said. Congrats.
It's a rather nice place. We stopped there shortly, back like 30, 40 years ago. Hey, but you have anything more to do? I'm kind of bored.
That's about it.
Let's go knock on Garrus's door again.
Jared. Oh. Yes. Goldstein. Let's wait
Yes, that's
there.
the one.
Goldstein, you've finished your channel divinity and have gotten a couple of pieces of paper with some important notes on them. Now, you only have these for a moment, as after you've read them, you find that they disappear gradually, and over the course of the next 10 or 20 seconds just kind of disappear.
I will add the information to like potential trade deals in my gold log. And
Put a date
now
beside them, like the day that you get them, because they will expire after a period.
All right. Well, what's the date then?
It is the 15th of spring. 1202.
All right. Now it's time to go consult some friends at my family's trading company to see if they know of any kind of less lucrative, but trade deals that usually bring in at least a bit of profit when going to Ul or.
You're
Lothar.
passing by, stepping outside, and rejoining Zakarum, who's standing guard by your door. And on the way up the stairs, you bump into the other two.
Ah, Draken,
Garrus, has it been an hour yet?
get Gideon. And no, it's only been a couple minutes. It's like 10 at most.
But we don't have anything left to do for an hour, so I guess we'll just follow you around.
Okay, yeah, that's okay then. Yeah, you can just follow me. I'm heading back to my parents' business for a couple minutes, so.
While you guys are standing there on the stairs, you hear the tone go off once again as a shipwide message comes out, or at least throughout this deck. And in the stairwell, the voice calls out and says, "Acceleration, please brace."
I shall break.
I'll just hunker down in the middle of the corridor.
Gideon, do you grab onto a railing nearby?
Yeah.
Okay. The
I
ship
cast
suddenly...
resistance on myself.
I hold the old man.
You grab the old man? Okay.
Yeah.
How about you, Zakarum?
Just plant my trident in the deck and hold fast.
Just the ship suddenly begins to move forward, at a much faster rate. The speed of this thing is imperceptible throughout the day, except when it has a change like this. And as it does, everything suddenly starts to shift. And having held onto the railing and everything, you guys are fine, with the exception of BP, whose trash can body goes down, the legs kind of fold into the chassis, and then while you're there like a trash can, the whole thing just kind of across. It goes from one end of the stair to the other, and then eventually stops as the new speed levels out.
Am I dead?
No. You are fine, though the wood of this stair here is going to need repair later.
Can I cast mending on it to fix it?
Oh, sure. Yeah, instead of leaving it to a maintenance crew, you reach down and trace out the sigil, and the little pieces of wood kind of flake back into place and fix up.
And no one will ever know of this or speak of it again.
Z says, incoming TPK, you did not brace hard enough. So what do you want to do?
I think we're waiting on for what's his face to finish up everything. I can't remember Jew name.
Gideon.
Garrus.
Gilius.
Gideon.
Well, Gideon, where are you going? What are you doing?
I'm heading over to my business or my family's business.
Okay, so you make your way
fucking-
back up and down a familiar hall, eventually get to the doors there. The guards greet you again and kind of give you a bow.
Give him like a nod.
This is a really
And-
roundabout trip going in loops up a ship.
Well,
Couldn't you have done this earlier?
yeah, I could have, but you know, never mind. And I'm gonna head over to like my friend, who is like the kind of like the head of like trading and stuff for the company. I don't have a name
Friend
for
who
him.
is the head of trading.
Yes.
Let's see. I'd like you to make a luck roll, please.
God damn it.
I have a question, Lucian.
What?
I'm not going to use it on this roll, but I want to know for future reference. Am I able to use my divination rolls for luck checks?
No.
Fuck! Can I not ever fucking do luck rolls, please? I just.
Now,
God
you have
damn.
a couple of friends here and there in the shop and whatnot, but ever since the Rubensberger account, people have taken a little bit of a different view towards you, and it's not like they hate you or anything like that, but there is like
You are a colossal failure.
a sort of like an overhang of disgrace that kind of follows behind you, this storm cloud, right? There are multiple people here you can speak to, but there is like a chief financier, and if you go over into there, Dasha will give you guys a hello, and
I would like to ask Gideon, how long is this trip going to take, young master?
Should only be a couple minutes. You're free to talk to Dasha as much as you like.
No, like the trip that we are to go on
Oh.
to the surface.
Can I make like an intelligence check to
how long it'll
estimate?
take?
Yeah.
If you go by Corvette, yeah, go ahead and make a intelligence roll.
Alright. That's pretty good. Intelligence is that's like a 21.
Okay. I would say to go there, if you weren't doing anything on the ground, if you were just going there, then coming straight back, the whole trip would probably take a couple of hours. Anywhere from like maybe 2 to 4. So you could
Right.
easily have it done immediately. Granted, when you get down there, there's probably going to be some stuff happening. How much of that you think is going to, like how long that's going to last, is totally up to your own estimations.
Yeah, like I plan on being down there for a couple days, so 'cause I would
Okay.
like to head
I
to Hellfest.
will go and purchase some supplies for myself. Where should I meet you in, say, 30 minutes?
Should let's just meet at the room.
Oh.
I will see you there, young master.
Fuck.
See you there.
And I will go and purchase supplies.
Okay, so you go back to the shop, stepping away, and as you come into your family's business here, you know that the main financier goes by the name of San, and he is a bald-headed man with a set of spectacles who is seated in one of the cubicles there, and it doesn't appear that he's talking with anyone right now, so if you wanted to, you could go and interrupt him. He's in his like 40s, 50s.
Yeah, I'll walk up to him. You said Sam or San?
San, S-A-N.
Good afternoon, San.
Gideon, what can I help you with?
I was planning an expedition to reclaim Fergus Hallman's account, and it seems like I'll be passing by either Ool or Hillcrest, and I was wondering if there was any kind of known profit to be made off of certain trades.
He looks up at you and he says, "Am I supposed to do your work for you, Mr. Goldstein?"
no, but I mean, we're a trading company after all. I would think that the traders would know a couple things, or in general, like steel or iron sells better there than.
I have many accounts on the mind. I trust you have some as well.
Okay, can I make like an insight check?
Sure, yeah, go
this
for it.
fucking guy.
Roll it.
Insight. It's like 15, 16.
You think that sand could definitely help you out. Normally it would be your own responsibility to kind of find these things, but the people do talk to help one another, but it seems that he's purposefully not doing so. So you definitely think that he probably has quite a few tips. In fact, being one of the, like being chief financier, the only one that could really rival him would be your parents. But he seems to have remained tight-lipped about it.
Okay, look, Sand, just look. I know everything. Like but just help me out on this one. Come on, please.
Make a persuasion roll.
All right. And this has this deals with money, right? So I can. Goddamn, okay. This I can add my my bonus to that from my divine cleric thing, right?
I don't know. Can you? Let me see.
Okay. Domain of Commerce level 1 may add wisdom modifier into checks involving bartering, appraising, or investigating for gold.
Sure, I'd allow that.
Cool.
Bartering. Okay, yeah. So what does that make that?
I cannot actually get my sheet open right now for some reason.
Okay, take your time.
The website I use just is having a shit right now.
You don't use Roll20, do you?
No. But can I just fucking okay, whatever. It's I have expertise in it because I took a feat, so it would be like 4 plus 2 plus 3. So 16. Am I doing my math right? Am I a fucking idiot?
You can do the sloth.
Yeah, it should be 16.
It's you said 4 plus 2 plus 3, right? Sloth?
Yeah, it's just fucking.
If
sorry.
it's
I'm trying to
if
figure
it's
out.
plus that, it's an 18. If that's his roll.
I'm trying to figure out my fucking sheet right now because I'm worried that I just lost my fucking sheet. But sure.
So you have a +9. Jesus fucking
Yes.
Christ.
Yeah, it'd be 18. Sorry.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. He turns to you for a moment here, and he looks at you and he goes, very well, Master Goldstein. There is some money that could be made. I happen to know that there are a few items on the ship which could make their way over to Yule for a quick dollar, if you're going that far. I take it you're going to need a loan as well.
It depends. I was only really planning on spending a little bit of money.
Probably for the best. I happen to know that there's also a shortage of salt down there, and we have a mild surplus. It's not a lot of gold, but you can probably get some with some decent negotiations. You might as well speak with somebody at a nearby general store. See what you can get.
Alright. Thank you so much, San. That really means a lot.
Very well.
Okay. Well,
Time is money, young Master Goldstein.
yep.
Time is money, friend.
Time is money, friend. Have a nice day, San.
He
I
gives
am
you
off.
like a very tight-lipped smile and then goes back to counting his coin on the desk there.
All right. I'm gonna fucking head off to the general store then.
Salt, huh?
Okay. Let's see here. So heading off towards the general store, the rest of you guys are going in tow, and Zakarum is actually already there, and you can see he's at the counter and is buying some rations, it seems. And Zakarum, you find that the rations cost you 8 silver each. So if you intend to buy whatever number, make sure you've got the gold for it, or the silver. I think Baller keeps falling out of
Slip
his
the
chair.
guy 4 gold.
Okay.
Ah, he's rich! The richest man in our party.
You see the main door opens, and the rest of your group steps in after you're done buying some rations there.
Well, hello, fellows.
Ah. You guys buying some food? Rations in here?
Yeah, just a little snack.
I could probably go with some salt.
Yeah. Hey, shopkeeper.
The shopkeep looks over towards you.
I am in the need, or I am in need of some supplies and some trade goods. Would you be willing to sell at a discount if I were to buy in bulk?
Depends how much bulk.
Well, I was looking to buy about how much gold, or how much per pound would you sell salt for?
I'd say a pound of salt would probably run you like... Goodness. I think I have this here. 2 seconds. I have an old
Sand
file.
prices.
I have an old
Invigorating.
file that might be useful. Or maybe I don't. We'll have to wing it. So how much gold do you have right now?
I have 72 gold and something silver.
Something
So I can fucking access my goddamn sheet.
So I would say that like a small pouch of salt probably runs you like a gold piece. And so if you wanted to get like a big sack, like a big brown bushel of salt, you'd be looking at maybe like 100 gold for that. So he could half fill it for 50 or whatever. That's up to you.
Yeah, why don't we go a 50 gold sack, or yeah, 50 gold sack of salt.
Okay, so you can add that to your inventory.
And fucking, I'm gonna 72 gold. So now down to 22 gold. Cool. I think I'm good on food. Does anyone else need food? I don't really have any money to buy food right now, but you guys good?
Eat.
Cool. Alright, well, Oh, actually, could I barter to try to lower the price?
Well, you already mentioned to him that you wanted to purchase that in bulk, and that's the price he's quoted you at. So if you want to convince him otherwise, it's up to you.
Alright, well, because... do you think I can barter? As a DM, I guess I'm asking... wait, I've already bartered, right? Can I further decrease the price?
I mean, you might be able to. What do you want to say to him?
Alright, sir, I'm Gideon Goldstein, and I work with the Goldstein Company.
I've been here a while. I know who you are.
Would you be willing to knock off any of the price if I were to, recommend your shop, as the go-to for our purchasing of trade goods?
Mr. Goldstein, there's only a couple of general shops on this whole ship. I assure you my business is doing fine. Plus, I've already given you this at base price.
I was just wondering if, knocking off a couple gold might help our relations in the future, but, you have given me a good price.
You could pay 55, that would help relations.
I'm good. Thank you. Have a nice day, shopkeep.
He gives you a smile and a nod,
Every day.
and kind of pushes over this really heavy sack of salt.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Hey, Zachary, would you mind carrying this for just a couple? I'm gonna go. Like,
Hey, Lydia.
We're heading over to purchase handlers and guards right now. Just until we get there.
We really need guards.
I should have done that before. I'm really sorry.
Isn't that what Zakharum's job is?
Well, more eyes. Zachary is a highly skilled guard to protect myself, whereas these would be more for.
Are you knocking the skills of PP?
Look,
PP,
look,
PP
you got.
feel slightly offended.
You are all very capable, or both of you are very capable fighters.
Oh, what does that mean? That's really rude.
And you are, you're a very wise man.
Charisma, boy.
So all I'm saying is that you are all very highly trained individuals, and I think it would be best if we were to hire some handymen who could watch over the less important things, such as my cart. Is everyone happy? Is no one's offended anymore, right? Cool.
You mean the thing we're just going to park at the stable?
Does the Goldstein family not hire people for this specific task?
They definitely would, but it would be for each individual agent. They would have their own retinue of stuff, and Goldstein here seems to be trying to put his together.
Yes.
But they don't have like a contract or anything, maybe?
It would be different for every single member of the company. So
Okay.
each, like San probably has his own team of people, and the other ones do as well. Looks
Okay.
like Gideon here hasn't. So
I'm sure there's like a supplier though, or like someone who kind of works as like the go-to man of like, hi, I would like to hire like 3 guards, and be like, yeah, I have 3,
there is
Guys over here.
a Mace Legion office here on the ship, which is like the main supplier of hired men.
Cool. On to the Mace Legion.
Sure.
Mace Legion. Never had a good relationship with that group.
Well, they might not be the most morally outstanding, but they get the job done.
PP thinks we don't need them.
I think it's a waste of money.
Hmm.
You guys
Well,
are
it'd be
talking
a-
about this on the way up the stairs to the Mace Legion office.
PP thinks we don't need them.
Well, I say we do, and it would be a waste if we didn't get them, and then we just lost all of this salt right here.
It's a single
Just-
sack of salt that
Yeah.
you're having Zacharium carry around for you, and you're gonna bring down 2 donkeys in a cart to carry a single sack.
You tell him, old man. Says the guy walking down the stairs.
PP agrees with old man.
I feel like we're going there for a short trip and coming back. I don't feel like we need 2 donkeys, a cart, and hired guards to deliver a sack and find the thief. It does not sound like a smart investment, even though I'm sure you're the one who should be knowing this.
Look, just
Goldstein,
trust me.
please.
Trust me.
No, Goldstein.
I have traveled the continent.
Please. Goldstein.
Yes.
Please listen, old man. Zacharium.
What is it, my little friend?
Do you care about carrying the salt?
Yes.
He's only carrying the salt for like 3 seconds. It is taking longer, and he has to carry the thing longer when we're sitting here.
At the very least, we only need 1 donkey to carry a single sack of salt, and we do not need a cart. And if we don't
Look.
need the cart, we don't need guards to guard the cart, because the donkey can go to a stable.
Look, I am purchasing everything. Don't worry about it. It is my investment. Just
Trying
know.
to help you out here, Sonny.
I
I'd
understand.
be pretty familiar with the Goldstein trade practice by now, right, Aleutian?
I would say that your assignment to Gideon has been somewhat recent, and so you're not entirely sure if this is normal or not.
Okay.
So you would probably refer to what he says, given that he's the one from the family, but this is all like first-time stuff for you. Now, you have been a mercenary throughout the lands, though, so you would have information on maybe how other people like to run caravans and stuff.
I mean, does what he's saying seem pretty normal?
It seems like it could be useful to have a couple of extra hands. It doesn't really make sense for catching a thief.
No further questions, Your Honor.
How heavy is the bag of salt?
It's
The bag of salt probably weighs about 25 pounds.
Jesus.
all right. Okay, Aleutian, question.
Yes.
Because I plan on catching the thief, going to a main city, selling the shit off, and then catching a fucking ride back to the Windray. Now, does Gideon Goldstein, who is fucking who has been raised and has spent his life doing these practices, am I forgetting to do anything, or am I doing everything correctly?
Well, I can't speak to correctly.
I think, from the robot's point of view, that you are overdoing.
I feel like you're paying for a cart to be put on a Corvette and shipped to a city when we're not even going to use it.
At this point, you've come up to the top of the landing and have finished going up the stairs. And in this hall, there are a bunch of different businesses. No longer like the blacksmith shop and the Goldsteins and everything. Instead, you see a couple of different ones, including the Mace Legion office there. There's like a desk and a gruff man standing behind it, writing on some papers and everything. There's people going by here and there. And we will go to a brief 5-10 minute break.
I swear to God. This fucking bag of salt and its semantics.
Look, okay, real quick. Why are you guys so fucking, like...
It's soup.
We don't need a donkey and a cart!
We will be right back, folks.
You just carry the gosh dang bag!
It's a
I
single
can't-
fucking sack of salt. You're not bringing down 20 tons of iron. Why do we need a cart? Why do we need a donkey? You're gonna pay the
And-
Corvette to ship down a cart and a donkey
And additional
Like-
people.
and additional people. We're all well equipped to protect ourselves and protect a single sack. If we don't bring down the cart, you don't need guards for the cart. We don't need the cart for a single bag of salt. I'm
Yeah.
okay with you bringing down one donkey to
I
carry the
can't-
fucking salt, but that's what
I can't-
stables are for.
Well, fucking people are gonna fucking steal it off the donkey, my dude. But
What
okay,
the- what?
look.
While we're traveling
I
with
can't
the goddamn
fucking,
donkey?
I can't carry around a 25 pound bag
Who-
of fucking salt.
Sloth, why do you think people are going to steal the salt off the donkey?
Well, fucking,
We're
'cause I know Illusion's
taking a
campaign,
donkey.
dude.
We're
Anything
taking
of
a
value
donkey.
is just fucking stolen.
Maybe, but we're
I'm
taking
gonna
a
go
donkey
piss and get water.
with a bag of
Alright.
salt on it. Why are the four of us not enough to watch a single donkey with a giant 25-pound sack of salt on it?
Because
All
we're
right, clearly
fucking
you've
great
never
souls.
played Sid Meier's Pirates, so let me explain it to you real quick. You get the salt. You bring the salt to the guys who need this salt. You buy whatever they don't need. Then you bring
Exactly.
that to wherever they need that, and so on and so forth.
And that
It's
is
a
why I
long-term
need
That's
investment,
not
a
what
short-term
we're-
investment.
That's not what we're doing, though.
Well, that's what Sloth's doing.
Sloth is going to go to the town, sell a sack of salt, probably buy a sack of something else, come here and sell that. It still doesn't warrant having a cart.
No, well, we might be fucking like we might be heading to Ul, right? And then they're like, oh yeah, no, that guy went over to Hillcrest. Or what more likely is going to happen? We get him. We're gonna fucking send him back on like a Corvette to Winderay, and we're like, okay, look, we got to go to fucking Hillcrest, and so we're gonna fucking journey over there.
I mean, I guess.
Cause I gotta go to Ul. We might not have to go to Ul, but I am now invested in going to Ul, and then I gotta go to Hillcrest.
Whatever. Do what you want. I think it's a waste of money, but you do you.
Look, we're fucking great souls, right? Like we need at least one person to fucking sit there and babysit the donkey when we fucking phase out.
If that's really your problem with it, again, we can just carry the 25-pound fucking bag of salt.
Well, okay. Well, fucking when we get to Ul, they're like, oh yeah, we heard Hillcrest deals with a lot of fucking iron. And it's like, okay, well now I gotta fucking carry around like 200 pounds of
But are
iron.
you going to have... Okay, how much gold do you plan on returning from this? From bag of salt?
I'm sure it's only gonna be like a 5 gold profit, but still.
And so you're going to spend 95 gold buying iron, which actually you can't do because we have to pay like 20 gold just to get down there. Well, 10,
There's a couple-
probably more like 2 gold. Okay, that's a couple silver for each of us. How much do you think is going to be to lug a cart and 2 donkeys?
Hey, look, if fucking whatever, never mind then. I'll just carry the sack of salt, and then when we fucking get to the city, whatever. I don't care. We'll just do the salt then. Someone else has to fucking carry the fucking salt, but because I literally cannot carry it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to fucking load it on someone else, but if you guys feels that strongly about not bringing a fucking donkey.
I'm
I
back.
don't really feel strongly about it. It's more so I feel like you're making a bad decision.
By the way, chat says if you need some salt, go play some League.
Alright, well, change of plans, Illusion. We're not hiring anybody.
Okay. We'll start back
Apparently
up in a
someone-
minute here.
I'm gonna run upstairs. Get a slice of pizza real quick before we start. So BRB.
By the way, chat, I know that I need to get one of those fucking images or whatever. I just don't know what to use.
I was wondering why I had a Twitch thing with advertisements open.
What do they advertise for?
The Tick.
The Tick.
Only
okay.
on Prime. Stream now.
Goodness.
Hey, I'm back.
Uchi, why is your picture a small child being fed a piece of egg?
Cause it was really cute. It's not like weird, it's just like a cute gif.
Alright, I'm back.
Why is
The
yours
anime
a teddy bear?
character that was-
Bub?
The anime character that was holding the phone illusion is the same character, just older.
I see.
Why is yours a teddy bear? Huh, bud? Have we figured out the semantics, or are we still gonna? Oh no!
I don't think so.
No.
Oh no!
Long story short.
No, someone has now been designated to fucking carry the bag of salt.
He's
That's
gonna
not me.
lose the Hallman account now, too. Alright, we're good to start back up. Everybody here?
Yep.
Okay. Perfect. Welcome back, everybody. Standing atop the steps here, you can see the Legion offices. This is where most of the world's mercenaries come from, and it's pretty common to see a group like this in almost every city, all across Skyfall. What do you guys want to do?
Go back down the stairs.
All right, wait. So who's carrying the 25-pound bag of salt? To Ul.
I feel like we could always trade places, but it is your bag of salt, so I guess if you want to hire a guard to carry it for you, go for it.
Wow. So the cart, the donkey, and the guards is too much, but hiring a guy to carry a bag is just.
Why not just the donkey? Why not just a donkey? Hee-haw.
Came with other semantics of we need a guard to protect the donkey when we phase out of time, which may or may not
Yeah.
happen because it always happens at the start of the next session. So pretty much just need to wrap it up before we get to town, or as we get to town.
Look, Zekarum, I will pay you 5 gold to carry this this here bag of salt, and any profits that we make on the bag of salt, I will give you a portion of.
Do you take
Sound
the
good?
deal?
This is acceptable. However, should the combat arise, I will revert to my first priority of protecting you, and will drop said bag of salt.
Don't worry. Yeah, in combat, don't worry about the bag of salt. Although if someone tries to fucking try to take the bag of salt, then kill them first.
I'm picturing the moment where he's looking, and it's like the bag of salt's being stolen, and Goldstein's like doing death saves. It's like, which one? Which button do I press?
The salt is very important. Don't save me first, but if it doesn't look like I really need that much saving, salt. Get the salt.
Can we go down now?
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
Thanks.
What's the mechanical god? The one that does all this stuff that like brought
Titan.
me alive?
Thank Titan. Jeez.
Wow.
Okay. So, are you guys headed to the ships?
Yep.
Sounds like it.
Okay. It is on this floor that a long hallway stretches out, going to the different shops and whatnot. But there's also a hallway that goes in the opposite directions. And you guys know that this is like a docking port for smaller ships that actually tow behind the Windray. And this allows like little vessels to come and go, and for others to kind of take a rest or refuel, that kind of thing. As you go in that direction, you guys can see that the exits here are heavily barred, and there are like numerous sets of doors which are pretty heavily reinforced with like banded steel and iron, and there's a good deal of guards as well. Occasionally you'll see one of the doors open up with a bunch of people and hear like the sound of wind from outside and the burst of engines which are no longer in between like a whole bunch of wood and whatnot. As you guys get over there, it seems that the guards recognize you and they let you pass, but you are asked why it is that you're going. One of them steps up and says, Mr. Goldstein, where are you headed?
We are headed to reclaim the Hallman account and do some trading down in Ul.
Estimated time down below?
No more than a couple days. That.
He gives a nod, and another guard standing by writes some stuff down. He says, very well. Safe travels, Mr. Goldstein.
Thank you.
He presses kind of like a button nearby, and there's a loud ring from past the door, and you watch as the door then opens up, and there's another door there. Like it's just a small little hallway-shaped room.
Alright, let's start walking down.
Okay.
Follow through.
When you step into this one, the door closes behind you, trapping you for a brief moment, and then vents open up on the other side wall. And as it does, you can feel all the air in here suddenly becomes rather cold. And then another door opens up, and you see what looks like a whole landing. It's a massive balcony with rope bridges that go up and down in different directions to other landings, and more importantly, to other ships. There are people standing out here too, and it's just like you can't even see the land below. You're traveling through the clouds. It's just a sea of white and a drop that could be, like hundreds of miles down.
Whew.
You can see that the guards out here are wearing like considerably more clothing, like really kind of bushy coats and like an extra gambeson, that kind of thing. One of them calls to you as the sound of the engine is very loud here, and he goes, Mr. Goldstein, where are you headed?
Hire a Corvette to take us to the surface.
Yeah, he motions with his hand for you to follow him.
I shall do so.
Okay. He steps out, and as you guys step out, you can see the colossal turbines above the space that you're currently at. The cluster of engines is like 4 tubes that stick out of the back of the ship there, and there's just like almost like a diamond around each one, a blue flame jetting out, and the warbling is so intense that it pretty much runs through your core. Like, it almost feels like your skin's just constantly moving and your bones are rattling. And there's no ships right behind that portion. Instead, they're all kind of like a little bit lower. But you see some which are like pretty decent-sized airships as big as a sailing vessel, and a cluster of smaller ones which are a bit further down that the guard seems to be taking you towards. And he holds on tight to the rope bridges. You notice this. As you guys follow along, he eventually leads you to a small platform, and at that point he kind of gives you a salute and then just walks away. And you can see that there are different little corvettes here, and most of them have people either standing like around them on the deck or seated at the like the front command console and everything like that. It's just up to you to choose which one to go to. Do you care which one?
Your choice, Goldstein.
Any of them with like signs that, or can I appraise them and be like, okay, that one looks fairly cheap, although it's not gonna fucking break down anytime soon. So.
Oh, I see. Okay, so what quality are you looking for in the ships?
Safety first, and then cheap. I don't really care much for comfort.
Okay. Staring at the different ships here, you can see there's a number of corvettes. There's 3 of them. One of them looks like a rickety sack of bolts and has like a bunch of plating on the outside made of wood and metal. Many of the metal parts seem to be rusting, and you can't really hear anything out here, but you could practically imagine the sound of like rusty hinges moving against each other and everything. There's another one which seems to be the complete opposite, which has everything that's been like polished and shined. In fact, the wooden parts look like they still have varnish on them, and this one seems to be in pretty good shape. And then you have another one which seems to be a little bit different than the rest. It's very open concept. Like there isn't really so much like a wall, really. You can see chairs for it that are completely open, like it's just the skeleton of a ship almost, and then like a big engine at the back.
That one there at the end looks quite fun.
It looks a little dangerous, but let's go talk to them.
Which one do you approach first?
the skeleton looking one.
Sure.
Mr. Bones in ship form.
Yes.
You travel over there and see what looks like a group of 2 halflings that are currently seated within the cockpit, and one of them kind of stands up and opens a very small side window and calls out to you. And from there, you know, he's kind of straining to hold the window up and grabs like a little metallic stick that props the window and keeps it there, and he goes, "Hey, what do you need? Hopping on for 4?
Yeah, we're looking for travel to the ruins that are below us.
A flashport.
Get you there faster than any of these other guys."
Oh yeah, you guys safe though? You're not gonna like crash or eject us or anything like that?
That's a rude thing to say. They're clearly experienced pilots. Are you doubting them?
Are they clearly experienced pilots?
Pirates.
They're not gonna fucking steal our shit anyway, though, right?
Make an insight check.
Alright. Natural 20.
You don't think they're going to steal from you, and the 2 of them look very comfortable in the cockpit, so if they're not experienced pilots, they're pulling it off pretty well. One of them calls out and he goes, "The chairs are bolted in, you'll be fine. One-way trip?"
It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, sounds good.
How are we getting back up?
No. How do I usually get back up, Illusion?
You would take a ship back up.
Is
There are
that
ships in
common?
other cities.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Is it common to find other ships in the cities?
Depends on
I
what
think-
city you go to. In Yule, probably not. In Hillcrest, maybe.
Hmm.
Maybe
Yule
a
is
ship
one of the
questions.
least technologically advanced cities, so to find one there would be a complete oddity. Whereas Hillcrest is
Maybe-
more along the way.
You can request them to pick us up in 3 days' time. Is that
Yeah.
doable?
Yeah, could you guys pick us up in 3 days' time?
At Olden.
At
Mm.
Ooh.
Hold on! The window closes, and you can see the 2 of them talking to each other there. And eventually one of them opens it back up and goes, "Same spot? Who knows how far we're gonna be from there by then?"
Ah, there. We are great souls.
Well, I have to go to Hillcrest anyway. You guys just want to
Look, you boys look pretty indecisive. How about you just hop on into the back, 5 silver each, and I'll get you down there. You guys can talk on the way.
Sounds good to me.
Alright.
Beep.
Fuck. I forgot for a sec.
Do you guys pay the 2 gold for your 4 people?
I don't, but
Yeah.
So do I.
Yeah, I'll throw him. I'll throw him 2 gold at 5 silver, and be like, don't fucking kill us.
3 gold and 5 silver?
2 gold, 5 silver.
Oh,
I'm cheap.
you
I'm not
pay him
fucking
an
paying
extra
him
5
extra
silver.
gold. Yeah, extra 5 silver.
So,
Ooh,
you
actually,
guys get
golden.
strapped in there, and you find that all the seats fit you just fine, though it's very unnerving to step into them, because there's no floor, right? You're just exposed there, other than the seat, and your legs just kind of dangle over oblivion. As for you, BP, like, the 2 halflings are standing there, and they're kind of like, one of them pulls out a tape measure, and just, like, sticks it to, like, the top, and then, like, lets the thing fall down, and they start whispering, and you hear one of them's kind of like, no, it's not good. Just a second. Oh, the back. Yeah, yeah. And one of them like tells you to come over here and directs you to the back of the ship. And there's no chairs back there.
Can I do the hunker form?
Sure. One of them
I'll
goes,
just-
"Ooh yeah, just like that guy. Here, we'll get you in there soon."
Thank
They start to strap you directly to the side of the ship using a combination of different leather straps until there's like 12 of them just holding you to the side. You're not even in the ship, you're just hanging off of the side of it.
Okay. Oh. Oh.
Alright, we're all ready to go!
You okay back there, BP?
If you start to fall, I've got you.
Yeah, it's fine.
DD has 20 recalculating. 80% concern.
You guys can see into the cockpit from back here in the center of the ship. It only holds about 4 people anyway, and there's like 2 more seats right at the front. They're too small to really seat anybody other than a gnome or a halfling. And from there, you see one of them turn around the armrest for a moment and looks at you guys and goes, "Hold on!" And then at that point, you hear a loud click, like something decoupling, and the whole ship just like starts to dive.
Beep, 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 beep.
When the engine finally starts, it's not till after like a few minutes of just like kind of almost free falling as wings extend. You guys glide for a while, and then when you emerge from the cloud, the back engine finally rumbles up, and you guys start to make your turn, and you can see down below which looks like the that bay that you're headed towards, and a clearing as well within the forest, which is likely the ruins off in the distance.
I do a quick prayer to Azun. It's like, please God, I saved a lot of gold in this one.
Make a wisdom check, please.
Oh no. 8.
Azun does not answer your prayers, and at the moment that you finish your prayer, you wonder if he's angry at you because the whole ship sinks for a moment and the engine sputters, and then one of the halflings calls back, and you can't tell what he's saying because it's so loud now that the engine's on, but it looks like he's mouthing the words, "Don't worry about that."
I'm not worried at all.
So I'm just like bolted on the side of the ship, right?
Yeah, you're held down by 12 leather straps. Like, you know when you see a truck goes by and there's a motorcycle in the back with like 4 red straps holding it? It's like that, but just like 12 of those.
Am I wiggling at all? Or am I secure?
You're not wiggling, but you are jittering around a lot because you're basically attached to the outside of the engine. Like, if it blew up, you would be destroyed.
This is fine.
Travel goes on for a little bit, but sure enough, without a hitch, you do eventually get pretty close to the ground, and the ship levels out and flies a couple 100 feet above the water of the bay there. And as you guys get closer and closer, eventually the ship looks as though it's trying to find a place to land. And one of the halflings turns, and it looks like he's kind of pointing at different parts of the land and trying to call to you, asking exactly where you want to go. Do you want to go straight to the ruins, or do you want to land like on the coastline, or what?
Me personally, I would like to be looking and seeing if there's any like fucking like camps or something around here.
Oh, okay. Well, you're moving
Bandito
pretty
camps.
damn fast, but you are up in the air, so go ahead and make a perception roll there.
Seeing as though all I can do is look, can I also make a perception check? I guess I don't hear their conversation, but I'd like to.
Just be looking around. Sure. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
make one.
The dice feel like they roll super fast now. I believe that is a 16. Yeah, 16 perception.
Altogether 20.
Okay. With the 16, you don't see anything. It's clear where the ruins are, and the little blips of broken and time-forgotten buildings can be seen throughout the trees in that little part of the scenery. But as far as like little camps or anything like that, you're too far away, and you're moving too fast with like the winds blowing by to really see anything like that. As for you, strapped to the side there, BP, you see something. Down by the coastline, where there's a small beach before the forest, you think that you spot something strange. There's driftwood laying around here and there, but then you find a couple that seem to be clustered together, and there's like a black sort of charred spot almost. Like those pieces of wood are too dark from this distance to like possibly be anything other than a bonfire from like a previous day.
It doesn't look like life forms, it's just markings of old.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, like last week's bonfire laying there. There's no people around it.
Okay.
Beep, beep, beep.
I'd
Can
like
I-
those of you in the cabin to make a perception check, please.
I'm going to use my 12 and have a 15.
Okay.
Well, 17.
Okay. 8, okay. You guys have no idea that BP is trying to alert you right now. And the halfling there is just yelling, and you can't hear any of his words, but you can tell he's like, where do you want to land? What do you point out to him?
I point to the beach,
Okay.
because that's where the guy
Metagame.
landed.
The ship
No.
lowers and starts to like kind of turn and crane around, and the engine stops. And as the engine stops, you see what looks like wheels that flip out from the side, not unlike BP's little stubby legs. And the thing kind of like turns around and starts to crane so that it's going to run along the strip of the beach like it were a runway, and then collides with the sand and the driftwood, and pieces go flying everywhere, and sand suddenly goes rushing up into this like skeletal ship and flies all over you guys into all different compartments and everything, and then kind of slides out to a stop and just whoosh, comes to a halt. And one of them turns around and goes, "Woo! Hey, good." And then he like points over to Zakarum, sees that he's still breathing. Good. Looks over to you, Draken. Are you doing okay?
I'm going to give him the fucking point 2. Like finger guns.
Right on, old man. And then he like hops out and goes looking around and
Beep, 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 beep.
hey, don't worry about that. We'll have you out in a minute. And he starts undoing all the straps until eventually you pop off of the side there. They do their best to kind of like angle you off, and you're now standing in the sand there.
How close are we to that driftwood?
It's probably like
Way
an
too
hour down the beach. It's far away, but you know where it is from here.
BP saw a bonfire up beach.
So, what do you guys think? You talk about the trip back? We can wait here for a little bit, or maybe come back in a little while. But if we gotta come back in a few days, that's gonna be a long trip, you know, hourly rates and all.
I think I'm okay. We have to travel to Yule and Hillcrest anyway, so we can probably just find a ride back over there.
Right on.
salt okay?
It's a bit sandy.
Fucking better be okay.
Zakarum, you need to make a check to make sure that the salt was okay. I need you to make a strength check, please.
Swear to fuck.
Like a strength saving throw, or
No, just a straight strength check to hold onto the bag.
like strength? So plus my strength modifier.
Yep.
Alright. A 16.
It was quite the landing, but the bag is securely in your arms, and the top string did not come undone. So it seems to be fine.
Salt, salt, salt. Shall we start walking to the bonfire or to the ruin?
Is he saying this while still strapped to the ship?
No, he's
Oh,
off now.
I'm down.
He's down.
The halflings kind of give you guys a salute and go, okay, well, see you another time then. Pleasure doing business with you.
Pleasure doing business.
And you see these two little guys start to like push this ship, trying to turn it around.
I'll give him guidance.
Okay.
I will give guidance to the other guy. And I will shake both of their hands.
Blessings of Azir.
Blessings of Salon.
I believe the bonfire would be the best place to start.
Follow me. Adventure.
I shall follow after.
Okay. Heading off down the beach, an hour of travel goes by without bumping into anything odd. The sound of the waves rolling up is nostalgic, Zakarumi, and the birds in the trees are chirping. It's a nice, maybe like 11 or 12 o'clock, and the weather is pretty pristine other than some clouds off in the distance where you know that your home lies. You eventually hear the loud bursts of an engine after walking away for maybe 5 or 10 minutes and see your ride kind of go flying off. And
Oh, that was a fun trip. Wouldn't mind doing that again.
Deep.
an hour later, you come upon this bonfire. As you step up to it, I would like you guys to make investigation rolls for clues.
Whoa, that's a 5.
Oh boy. 5
11.
and 11. Okay.
Sorry, what am I rolling?
Natty one.
Investigation.
Also just a 12.
Okay.
Best roll of the party.
Looking around, it seems that this camp is somewhat old, and it's almost like there's tracks here that go off into the forest. In fact, you guys are almost certain of it. They must be rather fresh, but the sand has been moved around enough that it's impossible to tell if this belongs to one person, 2 people, who knows.
Is it possible to determine, like you said, there was a big bonfire here, right?
Yeah, there's just a pit with a bunch of like charcoal and semi-burned pieces of driftwood.
Is it possible to infer whether or not the thief who jumped off would have used this fire as like a landing signal?
Oh, as a signal. Jesus.
Yeah, rip.
Looking at this, I would say it looks like just a normal bonfire that somebody would have.
Okay.
What do you guys want to do?
Oh, am I the only one who saw the tracks?
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Okay. Gideon, there appears to be some tracks leading into the forest from here.
So it does. Is it? Are the tracks leading in the direction of the ruins?
Oh. The tracks do not seem to lead towards the ruins. Instead, the tracks travel west. The ruins are kind of southwest-ish.
Cutting straight to Ulm.
Well, I mean, this is really our only lead right now, so
Onwards!
time to follow the tracks, I guess.
I must-
Does anyone have proficiency in survival?
Not I. However, I am a wise individual.
EP does.
Okay. If you have proficiency in survival, please roll to try and find the tracks within the forest and follow them.
Damn.
7.
Shit.
Oh, just BP?
Well, do you have proficiency in survival?
Oh, negative.
Okay. So, you guys go off and start to kind of look around and everything, and find that the tracks go into the brush and underneath some of the tree canopy for a little bit before they more or less become unrecognizable, and you guys have no idea where they go from here. Last you saw, before the tracks became unreadable, they were going straight west. Whether
I
or not
think
the
the
track
tracks are
changes.
going to Ulm. It doesn't seem to be going to Flashport.
It looks like it's going to the direction of Yule, but
Why did I say Ulm? Jesus Christ. Yule,
Because you
yeah,
mispronounce everything.
Yes.
Nailed it.
No.
Where's Ulm from? Ulm sounds familiar.
It's a town from somewhere. Just forget what. How far away, or like how long would it take to go straight to Yule?
From here,
Versus-
probably about 5 days at the very least.
Jesus. How long would it take if we were to go down to the road and then take the road to Yule?
Probably about the same time, but you wouldn't be cutting through the wilderness. So your chances of being interrupted would be lessened.
Well, do you guys want to head to the ruins anyway? And check those out before getting onto the road and going to Yule? It would, be a little bit easier.
More adventure.
Sounds like a plan to me. I've always wanted to visit the ruins of Flashport.
The ruins of Flashport it is.
Can I make a book check on Flashport and look through my big book of knowing everything?
Sure. Make a roll. If you get a 19 or a 20, you find something. An 18. Dum dum dum. At first, you land your finger on it, and you're like, "Oh yes, towns," and then, "Oh no, that's not the right one."
Page 432. The town of... No, that's not it. Maybe on the next page.
Some say he's still flipping.
Okay, is that where you guys are going? You're gonna go in the opposite direction of the tracks and travel down.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
Is
I'd
it
like
gonna
somebody
take-
who's feeling lucky to make a luck roll.
I'll use my divination to get a 1.
Uh-oh.
Hell yeah.
I'm so lucky. Dude, the rolls have been either good or bad. There is no in between.
I would
What is it?
like... Let's see here.
It's time to fight some Hyper X beasts.
You guys are fucked. Oh, okay. Traveling towards the ruins of Flashport, you guys get a couple of hours into the forest, bringing you to maybe just past noon, with the sun high above you trickling down through the leaves, when you all hear up ahead a rustling in the leaves. What do you guys want to do?
Firebolt!
Check it somehow.
Fireball. What was that, BP?
Can I survival track if there's any tracks around me?
Oh, sure, go for it.
8.
8. Looking around, there's evidence that there have been creatures here, but nothing that really stands out. So you definitely know that this wood is inhabited, but nothing that goes, it must be this thing.
I would like to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay.
If we still have more time, I'd like to perception check it.
Sure. As you guys kind of take a moment and pause, are you guys gonna just stand still there, or look around, or what's going on?
I'm gonna pull out my my letter opener
Okay.
Got 16 for perception
just in
check.
case.
My best weapon.
Looking around, You are almost certain that you see something straight up ahead in the direction that you're moving towards, with your group kind of stalled behind you, and you may be about 5 or 10 feet in front of them. Let's see here. You see over here what looks like a bush that moves for a brief moment. And it's not like you see something behind it or anything. It's like the bush itself literally moves for a moment.
Like it got up and moved?
Like it shuffled, almost like somebody had kind of like shaken it, grabbing the base of it and giving it like a little whirl.
I'll take out my rifle, aim at it.
Hello. If there are any creatures within the bush, please evacuate its premises.
When you say this, there's no response, nor does the bush seem to move.
I'll keep staring at it.
Okay.
Party, there's something in the bush. Or the bush moved, although that is unlikely.
At that point, the bush suddenly moves straight upwards. It's not to the side or anything. It like pops out of the ground, and you watch what looks like a huge mound of earth making its way towards you. And I need everyone to roll initiative.
It was likely.
It is likely not a bush. God, my rolls. What the fuck?
Whoa, monstrous enemy. Rolling initiative, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker. Who's yellow? Is that you, Sloth?
Yeah.
Please use
Can I put the bag down before combat begins?
I would say no.
Also, roll this
But
d6.
dropping an item actually doesn't cost any action at all.
Okay.
So once it's your turn, just throw that shit on the ground.
Sweet. There's actually hexagons on this thing.
These
Barely see
pips are a little too big.
What? No way. Where? What? They are.
That's
Strange.
that's not a.
Yeah, well, you know, before the session began, I told Lucian that I needed an initiative token, and he didn't make me one, so...
Should have one here.
God damn it, Illusion!
Oh, right.
Have one where?
Not sure.
Yeah, my name.
There you go. There's the pink one.
Even larger.
There we go.
All right, baller. We're borrowing Sloth's D6.
Okay. The
Actually, do you have Dex?
No.
Okay. All right, I'm going before you because I got a better roll.
The ground in front of you bursts apart after the earth just comes like roaring towards you. It's almost like watching a wave moving through the dirt itself, and then it just explodes, and you watch a monstrous insect-like creature burst out of the ground, and it brings these heavy claws down on your form, BP.
Oh no!
Oh no. Danger is imminent.
Does a... Oh, yeah, you're probably hit here. Does a 21 hit?
Yes.
I need you to go ahead and make a strength saving throw, please.
BP is not so good at the
Could be worse.
natty 20, baby.
A natty light.
You take 7 points of damage as one of these claws comes down and tears into some of your armor and breaks a couple of internal components, sending you back for a moment. But you actually resist being like knocked back. The force is enough that it easily could have if you weren't bracing for it. After that, though, it kind of looks towards you, and its head tilts for a second, and you see antennae that kind of move up and down in an agitated way, and then it just moves around you, and then goes lunging for Gideon.
What the fuck?
I also would have liked to
I'd like to perform a lookout, sir.
Yeah, look out.
Hey,
opportunity attack from our boy?
I have no melee weapons.
Yeah.
Also, I would have liked to feel no pain there.
Sure.
I was gonna, but
After that, it is.
hell yeah! No damage.
It's your turn, Gideon. This thing is massive and is probably about 6 or 7 feet tall, with a portion of its body still submerged in the ground.
I think I'm gonna be casting. Ooh, I did not take Sanctuary. I'm gonna cast.
Would you like some money, sir?
I'm gonna cast Shield. Shield of Faith on myself.
Williams, leave me be.
I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on myself and then take the dodge action. And that's
Okay.
return.
Shield of Faith is a bonus action.
Yep.
Sweet. After that, it is your turn, BP. What do you want to do?
Bonus action, Hunter's Market.
Okay.
Target acquired.
And then taking a shot with my rifle.
Go for it.
That's a natty 1.
You hold out your gun and fire, and as you do, you miss completely. The shot seems to veer off and instead strikes a tree where there's a what looks to be like a bird's nest, and some crow just like falls dead to the ground afterwards.
Dinner for friends. That's it.
Okay. After that, Green, it is your turn.
All right.
Mr. Cade, what do you want to do?
Don't worry, party. I'm not completely useless in combat.
And I would like to cast Bless on my 3 party members.
Okay.
Which allows
it
them
do
to
again?
roll a D4 on attack. Remember from last campaign?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Roll
I
a
was just
D4 on attack rolls and saving throws.
Okay. Is that your turn?
No, I'm going to move this way.
Away from the big monster. Okay. Zachary, you're up next. What do you want to do?
I'd like to, as gingerly as like, I'd love to buy a Val. I'd like to toss the bag of salt as gingerly as I can in this direction.
Okay.
Is it a pretty sturdy sack, or do I feel like it'll just?
Yeah, if you
burst
throw it
if I
against the
toss
dirt,
it?
it should be fine.
Okay, I'd like to try that.
Sure. You toss the thing
Is
back.
that an action?
I'd say in this case it's probably just an interaction.
Okay.
It lands right here.
All right. And then I'll leap at the creature with my trident.
Go for it.
You have a D4, you got a D4 to your roll.
Add a D4 to my roll. First, I need a D4.
I thought these were useless.
Why would I need these? Vegeta, what's the scouter say?
It says roll a d4. What?
And
What?
then the D4.
Plus proficiency, plus strength.
Plus the D4.
Plus the D4 that we just told you to roll with it.
Yes. Okay. I can't save it for later.
No, it's every roll. Every
Oh.
attack roll.
All right. A 19.
19 definitely hits. Roll damage.
Bless is a good ability.
Yeah, this is the first I'm hearing of this spell. That is a plus strength. That is a 13.
13. Okay. You lunge forward, and the tip of your trident here goes smashing through the insect's like outer armor and pierces into its body, and the whole thing thrashes about as your trident is kind of like pulled out from it. You see pieces of the like chitinous outside just like fall to the ground, and the almost like oozing white and greenish goop pours out from the side of it, but it's still alive.
All right. I'll pull my trident out away from it with a flourish, and in primordial say, "Return to the depths, you creature."
Ooh.
Make an intimidation check.
Edgy.
10.
You seem to have grabbed its attention, and it looks like it's deciding between you and Gideon which one it wants to eat. Everybody, please roll initiative.
Wait, do we roll initiative every round of combat?
Now
Makes
we're
it spicy.
Oh, okay.
doing in the one shot.
I was gonna ask if it's always supposed to be like that.
Yeah, we tried it out and it was a lot of fun, so we're gonna keep rolling with it for now. Blue, did you
So-
get 11?
Yep.
Okay.
I am currently covered with like golden dragon scales from Shield of Faith, but I'm just fucking cowering. Please don't kill me, please don't kill me.
Stop being a pussy, Gilius!
The old man who ran away.
Yeah.
He's like hiding behind a tree. Stop being a pussy. BP, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
Kids these days.
man, shut up.
Your first shot was a disgrace and has killed a nearby bird, but maybe you do have a knack for this hunter thing, as that could be eaten later.
Second shot.
Can we get a marker for the bird corpse?
Sure, sure. Also, remember
Oh,
that you do need to minus your shots. A lot more important than arrows, since bullets cost a shitload.
Oh yeah. I got you.
Can't be
That.
recovered. Rip.
There's a lot. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's all good.
17, I think. Yeah, 17.
17, okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You managed to hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Wait, why is Ichi going before me?
Isn't he...
You said you were cowering in fear.
Oh, shit, I thought he was orange. Oh, we already did his roll, so...
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't matter. But
Well, 7 damage.
Okay. 7 damage. You puncture a hole in the side of this creature, but it's still alive. Is that your turn?
Yep.
You're up next, Goldstein. What do you want to do?
disengage, and I run this way.
Okay.
He wasn't in
Doesn't
combat,
wanna
though,
listen
right?
to
He didn't need
advice.
to disengage.
No, he definitely did. The thing was right next to him.
I thought you had to be engaged in combat and next to.
No,
He is
you
engaged
said
in
to be
combat.
within 5 feet.
Yeah, as long as you're
okay.
next to him, he'll mess you up. Is that your
So
turn?
you can
Gideon?
move into somebody's range and not attack and still have an attack of opportunity if they move away.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that your turn, Gideon?
Yep.
Okay. Interesting. I'm gonna roll to see whether or not Gideon looks tastier than Zakarum. 1 to 10, it's Gideon.
Roll with disadvantage.
The creature passes by you, Zakarum, and seems to ignore you, running over here, and then lunging towards Gideon. You can make an opportunity attack if you wish.
I'd love to.
Go for it.
Do I roll the bless for attack
Yep.
of opportunity?
Four.
You
Looks
might need
we
it.
might need it. All right, let's see. 8, 11, 13.
You miss, unfortunately, and the thing has a surprising amount of speed for being so large. It gets
Yeah.
right up next to you there, Gideon, and it makes an attack.
I would like to replace that attack with a 1.
Oh, thank God.
My
Hmm.
last divinity roll.
As you had seen in your visions, the creature lunges towards Gideon, and Gideon brings his hands above his head as though it's going to help, and the creature slips for a moment and smashes its claws into the ground, missing completely. After that, Gideon, if you wish, you can make an opportunity attack while the thing is vulnerable.
Punch it in
Ow.
the face.
I'll fucking stab it with like my my letter opener. Do I have bless with this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all three of you have bless.
Oh shit.
Are you proficient in letter openers?
Yeah, it's a simple weapon. 15, 17 to hit.
You hit.
One damage.
You
That's the killing blow.
You lunge forward with your letter opener and break off like a single, like 1-inch piece of armor on the outside.
Haha!
And the thing just turns to you and is like.
I might have a knack for this.
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Right, so that was on his turn. Next up, Pink. Zakharum, it's your turn. The thing has left you and has decided to eat your employer instead.
Please.
I will run it the fuck down. With this latest attack crashing into the ground, is it perchance prone?
It is not, as it is righted itself already.
Then I will just make a attack. That is a 20.
You hit.
Yes. Yes.
A 20 dividend.
Rerolling ones.
Feel Spider-Man.
Yeah, dude.
Feels Fighter-Man. Feels very Fighter-Man.
For 9 damage.
The thing thrashes around as you stab it again, and as you do so, it looks like it can no longer ignore you, and instead turns away from Gideon and faces in your direction.
Oh, thank God.
Is that your turn?
Yes, I'll taunt it again and say, you will not send me on my great descent today, beast.
It is your turn, Draken.
Ah, everything seems to be going according to plan. Firebolt!
I want to firebolt it.
Okay.
I will probably miss. I most certainly miss. I think that's like, what, a 12?
12? Yep, you miss, unfortunately. Actually, you kind of
That's
hit,
a
but it's a
11.
glancing shot, and the fire just bursts against the side of it and doesn't seem to have done anything other than charring a little bit of its armor. Everybody,
Well, I never
please.
knew. I always knew I wasn't good at combat.
Are you gonna move around?
No, I am
Initiative,
good.
please. Oh, the creature didn't roll so well.
Money, 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 money.
Money.
Ooh. Blue looks like they're doing pretty good there. Yep. So you're first there, BP. Oh no, wait, we got Baller's roll still? No.
Sorry, I forgot about it. That's a second wind dice. Forgot about initiative every round.
It's all good.
Oh,
shit.
looks like I'm going first.
No, it's your turn.
What's your dex
Oh wait,
there,
never
buddy?
mind.
Never
Hey,
mind.
bud. Never mind. Never mind.
Good death, motherfucker.
BP,
I'd
it's
like
your
to take
turn.
a moment and hold the fuck up.
Applying new position. Firing.
Firing and ready.
Like a, it's a large. Yeah, it's like a 24, I think.
Okay.
You had a +7 to all your attack rolls.
Yeah.
Everybody else should be a +5.
Hey, that's some damage. 14 damage.
You run over towards this thing and stab forward with your trident, and as you do,
What?
the insect turns
Nigga,
towards you,
wrong
Zachary.
person.
I'm firing a shot. There's a bullet.
Just chill, nigga. It's okay. And it turns over towards you, and as you tell it that today is not the day for your great descent, it brings up its claws like it's gonna bring them down on you, and you get ready to parry, and then suddenly its head just explodes off in a shower of acid that sprays all over the place. And I need a dexterity saving throw from you and Gideon.
You get a D4 to your saving throws.
Sorry about that, Lucian.
It's all good.
You can add a D4 to that bullet. Yeah, you did. Okay, got it. Didn't see it.
Damn.
What were the checks?
A 19, but I'd like to perform a lookout, sir.
What's a lookout?
Look out, sir.
Oh, I see. Jesus fuck.
Sir, get down! Get down, Mr. President.
Okay. What did you get
That's
there, Gideon?
That's a 40k thing.
Gideon fall over?
I don't think he. Yeah, fell over.
Oh, I'm
in
sorry.
the-
20. My mic was muted.
Okay. So both of you move out of the way in time, and as a shower of acid sprays off, you kind of step away and watch as it collides with the dirt and burns away like an inch into it before stopping, and the creature's body cranes over and just... You are out of
Does
combat.
this acid go in a 5-foot radius? Or
It
more?
would have been just like around right here.
Okay, so the bag of salt was outside of the
Salt is
range,
safe.
or do I need to dive to cover the salt?
The bag of salt is like inches away from the drop of acid next to it.
Okay, I will fucking run over there and use that shit.
Is this a beast?
Yes.
Can I skin it? By that, I just kind of want to rip off some of its armor.
Sure. You're able to do so, but you find that, like, when you step over and kind of break a piece off, the inner portion of the creature's body is mostly acidic, and it, like, burns away a bit of the paint on your hand the very moment you touch it.
Fuck.
Fuck. Thank you, Zakarum, and everyone, really. That was quite the terrifying monster.
I'm
Can I
sure
make a
ain't
book check to see what the fuck this thing is?
Oh, can I also check that?
Yeah, if you guys have nature, you can go ahead and make that roll.
No, I want to make a. I don't have nature. Can I make a book check?
Sure.
Book check. Never. Fucking hell!
Wow, that's
Again!
uncanny. 2 18s.
15.
Jesus Christ!
You actually know what this thing is. It's an ankeg, which is like an underground lurking insect that burrows about and seizes up different creatures from the forests and the fields. It is commonly something that devours stuff like livestock and sometimes unwary travelers.
old man. Try looking for an keg.
Page and kick. Page 742? No, that's something about dragons. Maybe somewhere in the thousands.
What could I ripped off from it? Just like a piece of chitin?
Sure. Yeah, you can take a trophy if you want.
Hell yeah.
You take one of its jaws.
Going into my chest.
Trash can opens up, you just toss it in there. You guys see a little dribble of acid, like, burning through the bottom of him.
I don't know if you need any more holes, BP, but you might want to get that checked.
There's like a giant piercing flash through my chest.
I feel fine. Continue to Ool. No, wait, the ruins.
Yes.
Don't forget about your bird. You had quite a keen shot on it.
Oh, yeah.
And I throw the bird into the trash can as well.
You bring one dead crow as well.
On to the ruins.
Do fish eat bird? Fuck.
Do fishes eat bird? Is that what you
Zakarum.
asked?
Oh.
That's racist. You
Hey,
just called him a
Zakarum.
fish.
He is, but he's a fish.
You feel
Ah.
that, Bowler.
Zachary ignores you.
BP apologizes. Fuck.
Fuck.
Zachary can't help but giggle.
You guys travel for a bit further, and you keep going and are luckily unaccosted on the way there. But I do need a luck roll as evening rolls around and you approach the ruins.
It's not fucking me. I rolled a 3
Not
last
me.
time.
Not me.
Not sloth either.
Alright, I got this.
Hold
A
my
luck
beer.
roll?
Nat one
Can roll
incoming.
worse than that.
Okay,
Oh!
average. Alright.
9.
You step in towards the ruins. It's the middle of the night, and as you get towards it, you can see that this place is indeed quite old. It's not a city that was bulldozed in the last few years. This was hundreds and hundreds of years ago, with nothing in terms of like roofing left or thatched hay. Even the wood of this town seems to have rotted away a long time ago, leaving nothing more than stones and bits of road throughout the city that have remained. As you step up towards it,
Reminds me of home.
the evening has fallen, and things have gotten rather dark. And given that this ruin is surrounded by forest, there's very little that you guys can see in this area. However, I need perception checks from all of you.
14.
9.
Sorry, what are we rolling?
Perception.
Perception.
Yes, sir.
19.
Not that.
Okay. Looking around throughout the ruins, it's nothing but dark silhouettes, visions of buildings that have long since crumbled into their rocky constituents. However, off in the distance, you see something, BP, and your ocular sensors there pick out what looks to be evidence of a campfire carefully hidden from within one of the ruins. It's just a brief moment where you see a flicker of something in the darkness that you think betrays one of these dilapidated buildings is being used for a little camp. It's off in the distance far enough that it's probably like 200 or 300 feet away.
I go into hunker mode, lower my voice.
Ella, there is people.
And I'll point to like where I saw the fire, the broken house.
Sure. You point off in the distance, and as you guys look over there, you don't see anything. You just kind of hear the call of an owl off in the distance, just like, woo, woo. That's it. It's pretty much silent here.
I saw a fire.
I don't see anything.
A wind rolls through and blows throughout the town, the sound of rustling leaves and branches shifting against one another.
I always trusted my instincts as a kid, and my instincts right now are telling me that, the robot probably knows better than I do.
Yes.
We can at least go check it out. There's nothing else here to look at.
Might as well.
Should we sneak? Or are we just murdering?
Such
I'm
a
not really the
question.
stealthiest, but I can tag along.
We can try to befriend him.
I am not stealthy either. Perhaps I will go around to the other side.
Godspeed! And I put my hand on our lovely friend Zekrom and cast Long Strider on him.
What the fuck does that do?
It gives you 10 more feet of movement speed.
Alright, I guess I'll take some long strides and go around to the other side at
Okay.
equal distance away.
You go to flank this thing that BP has pointed out, but it's kind of difficult to do so, given that you don't exactly see what he's pointing at. I'd like you to make a stealth roll as you begin to move throughout the night. You guys all would have gotten a short rest, by the way, since that fight.
Oh, sick. Cover some shit.
I have rolled a 5.
Shit. Are you wearing heavy armor?
I am.
Okay. You go creeping around, and as you do, it's tough to see what you're doing, as it's the middle of the night, and there's nothing other than the very dim light of stars and the moon up ahead. And at one point, you step on something and hear what must be like a twig break underfoot. And off in the distance, you hear something shuffle about. Like there's something in the darkness here with you, maybe 30 or 40 feet away. Your group is probably pretty far, maybe like 60 feet or something like that. You want to
Should-
do?
Are we allowed to do
keep
anything, or-
going to the back of wherever I was supposed to be?
You're gonna back up?
No, like I'm just gonna keep going on the long flank.
Sure. What are you three doing back there?
Starting to move to our target?
Sure. So you're
Hunkering
following
down
behind him as
behind
well.
BP as he walks towards the target.
So you guys are going straight for it, and he's flanking.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a small prayer to Azun to cast guidance on myself. Like, please don't let me die from this, please.
Ah, fair point. Well, praise be Aslan. I will cast guidance on our BP friend.
Okay. You guys can go ahead and make your stealth rolls if you're being quiet.
So do I have disadvantage on that?
I think we rolled that
you
did.
highlighted it. It's disadvantage on acrobatics and dex checks.
Yeah, I'd say that you probably do,
Okay.
given that you're a trash can.
18.
I'm a
You have
rattling.
guidance.
Oh, no, still good. 18.
11.
Fuck.
You guys travel forward, and you continue pressing on their Zakarum, and the sound of something shifting seems to stop for a moment, but as you go a bit... Oh shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
Discord
Discord
is having
shitting
a,
out for me.
it's having a seizure.
Not here.
Oh no. Oh no.
Dude, am I the only one hearing robots?
No. We all do. Discord's dying.
Solution for
Oh no, Discord is dying! I shall be right back as well.
Technical difficulties, BRB.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, I can hear you.
Oh shit, me too. Alright, word. So did I miss anything in the game when like everything just shit the bed?
Everything just shut the bed, and I think everybody went to go piss.
Oh, okay.
Yo,
Discord okay?
seems like it's recovered from seizure.
Oh, good.
I've returned. Is it fixed?
Yes.
Welcome.
Seems like it. I'm about to try some Laffy Taffy chocolate.
Sounds like it's gonna have a very bad texture for chocolate.
It tastes like fuck. What's the what's like the one tough candy?
Oh, that one.
Tootsie Pop or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Tootsie Roll.
Yeah, that thing. That's what I figured it would be.
Fucking hate those.
Alright, I'm back.
Yo.
Oh, Discord seems
It's
to be
back.
working.
Yep, it seems fine now. I think it's because all those people in the upper rooms left.
When it's having a seizure, have you guys tried changing the servers? That's how we fix it over on our Discords.
Well, in any case, it is good now. Fuck is going on over there?
They're
Ballin's
doing
like
the dishes.
hyper washing his apartment.
Oh, nah, dude. Searing some steaks, boy. I'll mute it.
Good to go?
Ready for now.
Alright. Let's start back up then. Okay. Off in the distance. I need you to make another perception check, Zakarum, as you continue to flank around.
$20.
At 20?
No.
While traveling towards this pointed spot that VP had mentioned, you see it, finally. After hearing a bit of crackling, you chance upon a building whose dark silhouette seems to have a little flicker of orange light from within it for a brief moment. And then you hear something. It sounds like a bunch of people whispering to each other, like, and then the sound of the fire being put out as somebody scuffs a bunch of the embers and everything, and the light disappears. The building is probably about...
Can I tell how many how many sets of whispers I heard, perhaps?
Yeah, with the 20, I'd say that you hear about 3.
Okay.
There is a window right here that you had seen the light through. And you'd probably be approaching from here. Your group a little bit further back here. And all of this is kind of like dark silhouettes, so it's actually rather difficult to say whether or not the terrain is exactly as you guys see it. Like, you may bump into things and stuff like that, given that it's the middle of the night.
Alright, well, I want to keep... I mean, my intention was to go around the other side of the building and not, like, come at it from a different angle.
Sure, yeah, if you want to keep going around, you can.
Yes.
Okay. Make a second stealth check for me. As for you guys, are you still going straight towards it?
Yep.
Yes.
It's a 10.
1 in 40 chance. No wait, 1 in 200 chance.
There you go.
Should I move us forward a bit or?
7 places, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna check, let's see here. as you go moving, you step over here and you're about to leave this little bit of wall that you're kind of hidden behind when you hear somebody call out, and in common somebody shouts from within this building. It says, "You know you're out there, so you stop right there."
No.
Okay, I don't listen to them.
Was that loud enough for everybody
Yeah.
here or just him?
You guys would hear this too. And as you keep going second room, oh my god. Sorry, let me just put your volume to like 50%.
That was like not on the desk.
You
As
are
I
able
keep going.
to get all the way over here, and as you do so, you're cresting around the corner, and I need you to make for me a dexterity saving throw.
Spicy. A 19.
You step on something that seems unlike the ruins here. In the middle of the night, it feels almost metallic, and you pull it back, having stepped on like a pressure plate, and you hear the sound of a crossbow go off, and some bolts fly. You have no idea like what direction, but they don't hit you as you kind of like jump back for a brief moment.
They've opened fire.
If you guys want to move around, you can. I'd say you could probably move like a turn's worth of movement.
Shit, turns worth.
I guess I'd say, well, first of all, does this plate feel like something that is like a multi-use trap, or does it feel like it was like the pressure plate is being pressed and is now in a locked position?
You definitely think that it's been sprung, and that stepping on it again wouldn't do anything.
All right, so I guess well,
I was pointing at this house, right?
yeah. All right. Well, I mean, I'm just gonna go. Essentially, I don't believe that the people in the house saw me, and I don't think they set this trap.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna keep going on my merry way.
Sure. You guys are back here?
Can I see the door from here or no?
That's a window.
It
It's
is
a
way
window?
too dark, and now that their fire is out, you can basically see nothing. Just like the outlines of some buildings here and there.
Okay, I'm gonna go around this way.
Sure.
You may know we're out here, but we know you're in there. Come out.
Somebody
like to
calls
know
back
that
and goes,
person
"What do
around."
you want, old man?"
I want to know who you are. It's hard making friends in the woods, you know.
You hear a bunch of whispers from within the house, and then somebody calls back out and says, "These ruins are dangerous, especially at night. You shouldn't be wandering through here."
Wait, are they still in the house?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what the
Could
fuck?
you elaborate? It's kind of hard to not wander through here when we're, well, here.
Can I time it so that when I begin to hear a response, I start moving towards the house?
Sure, make a stealth check with advantage.
Whoa.
That's
That's
fucking
it.
smart.
Or
That's
rather, like a regular one if you have
Oh.
heavy armor.
You fucking-
Just roll one die.
Alright. Yeah. It's your only reroll, kid.
Do remember Uchi, you never used that guy.
Oh, okay, that's a
You're
7.
probably running out of time on it.
Okay. Place yourself halfway between where you are and the house, wherever you think you would kind of be. Okay. You get to about there when suddenly a bunch of people step around the corner with like lanterns and torches alight. And as they do so, you can see they have crossbows in their hands and they fire upon you. And I need everybody to roll initiative again.
Jesus Christ. A bunch of people?
Mhm.
What the fuck? Alright, well, looks like I'm going first. Maybe, depending on Uchi.
I will not.
Wait, okay, so I mean, I'm sorry, hold on, but like, oh, Nibba. Hell yes, thank you.
He's been
Someone
handed
just
the
handed me
steak.
a dope plate of food. So you just said that they like wheel around a corner with lanterns and torches, but like, wouldn't I have noticed that like coming?
No, it seems that
If
they
there's,
lit
like,
them all
no
as you
other
were
light?
approaching. So you don't know
Alright.
whether or not they heard you or not, or if they were alerted in some other way, but they all like lit their lights at the same time
Was
and
it?
came running around the corner.
Yeah. All right, okay, carry on.
Everyone roll initiative,
We just did.
and let's see here. Okay. A couple of them get off shots in your direction, Zakarum. Does a... Oh, that'll probably miss, but does a 15 hit?
No.
Okay. A couple shots fly out in the evening night here, and in the light of the torches, it seems that their surprise attack hasn't worked particularly well, and they miss. And you see in front of you what looks like some run-of-the-mill, like, highwaymen who have been hiding out in this house here. It is now your turn. What do you want to do there? Actually, it's your turn, Zakarum. What do you want to do?
How many people are in front of me?
You see 3, though you can't see within the house. There could be more. As far as sound goes, you don't know.
That's fair. I'll step right. I'll step right. I'll,
Are you
I'm
unable
gonna
to move?
slide to the right. I'm gonna slide to the left.
what is? What? Helpo.
I think Paul is having a seizure. Does anybody else see him? Like,
Pasquete.
How can you move me?
try disconnecting or reconnecting.
You want to go this way, right?
Yeah, dude, killed it. What is? Am I like typing something? What's happening here?
I think
Hey,
you're just.
put me
this
down.
Usually,
Put me
this
down.
usually happens when you're lagging.
Okay. I'll be right back then. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be right back. Oh, that's what it was.
What?
I don't want to say it. It's embarrassing.
Were you all tabbed by chance or something?
How would he click on the thing about?
I just said I don't want to say it. It's embarrassing.
Jesus, Uchi.
He was using the wrong mouse. Wait, no, it was moving.
So what'd you do?
Oh my god. I put the plate on the control key. Are you fucking happy now?
And your demo's fucking bigger.
Yeah, you can, I bet.
The distant
Just
giggering.
having a good gigger about it.
You having a gigger, mate?
Alright, I'm running right into the middle of them.
Okay. You see a 4th one around the corner here,
Uh-huh.
and he also seems to have a weapon, but you've surprised him, so he won't be attacking yet.
Okay. Do any of these, they all have ranged weapons? Do any of them look like they're magically inclined?
Ah, none of them look like they apply magic, though they all seem to have crossbows and, like, blades on them as well.
Alright. To the depths then in Primordial.
Okay. There is also, like, a little bonfire here that has gone out, so you can see, like, the embers. And there's a little chest over here. Corner. And another one over here.
The booty.
The booty.
I'd like to make an attack on this one.
Okay. Go for it.
Does a 12 hit?
Yes.
Whoa.
Nani?
Nani? Dealing 12 points of damage.
Stepping forward, you raise up your trident, and it pierces through one side of his neck and out the other, and the others just look on in horror. And when you pull it out, his head just kind of cranes back like it's being held on sort of like wrecked flesh flaps there, which used to be his neck. And he just kind of like steps backwards, falls over, breaking his crossbow. He's dead.
In Primordial, I'm gonna say, in honor of the beautiful Dasha.
I'd like you to make an intimidation check.
Oh.
Oh no. It comes off a lot less intimidating. Is that your turn?
You know, I'm gonna action surge
Okay, go for it.
and
Attacking
make an
you.
attack on this guy.
Okay.
Or would it be possible to? How much can you like shove somebody?
Oh, like into the fire?
Yeah. Is
Yeah,
that a
so you could
possible
definitely
action?
try that.
I can try
Isn't the
that.
fire
I'd like to
put
try
out, though?
that.
Okay.
But the fire was put out.
Well,
Well,
it's a
it's
bunch
still
of
embers.
embers.
It's the embers are really hot. You can start a fire from embers.
If you fall into a fire that was put out like less than a minute ago, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make an athletics check. We'll see what he gets.
All right.
This man rolls a 14.
He beats me.
Oh no. Okay, so you try and shove him there with your bonus action, or not your bonus action, but your action surge, and he manages to actually contest you in strength.
Yep. That's my turn.
Okay. Up next is Green. What do you want to do there, old man Cade?
I must sprint over to this window and scream at them. Do you know nothing of negotiation, you Neanderthals?
And I'm pointing at both, like, Zachroot and the fucking bandits.
Lay down your weapons. We have come here looking for a specific person. You have nothing to do with him, you have nothing to fear.
I'd say that's what you could say in a turn. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay. Next up is Orange. BP, Gideon, it's your turn.
I'm going to.
Use the tiles. The hexagon thing is not accurate.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Oh fuck.
Why? Why?
I mean, I'm just gonna dash.
That was 25.
That was 25.
Yeah, you did a really dumb thing where you moved here and then here after coming to this tile.
I'm just gonna dash this way.
Illusion. Retconning the bag of salt. How would you like to proceed with that?
I'd say you probably would have dropped it at this point, leaving it back here when you went forward.
Thank you kindly.
So it's probably like laying around back here.
Alright, I would like to get up to that corner. I don't want to like step out of the corner. I just want to like get up onto the corner and
Sure.
like wait. That's my turn.
Okay. Next up, it is our friendly banditos here. I would like you to make for me a persuasion check, please, Draken, and roll very high.
I don't believe in high rolls.
Evidently.
like I said.
The man over by the window turns towards you and just hip fires a crossbow at you. Oh, that's a nat 20.
Fucking crits me?
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Old man, you take 12 points of damage.
I'm unconscious.
No, nothing of negotiations. You guys hear the crumpling sound of an elderly man hitting the deck over there, and this guy starts to reload his crossbow. Draken, you are down for the count. And over here, these guys continue fighting you, Zakarum. 2 attacks. One of them gets a... does a 14 hit?
Is this me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. The 20 does, though, I assume.
Nigger. Yeah.
You are slashed for 6 damage as somebody flails what looks to be a hatchet in your direction and manages to catch past your armor. It
Yep.
is now your turn, BP.
You said 7 damage?
6, sorry.
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Can I see him?
You can. They have, like, lanterns and torches lit laying around on the ground now, and you can see what's going on there. Anything pretty much in, like, this radius.
Okay. Can I see into the house? Or not?
No,
I'm walled off,
it's
right?
just a
Yeah,
wall
okay.
there. You can see, like, Zakarum fighting with a guy over here. This guy has just landed a hatchet into his shoulder.
From the darkness.
Target acquired.
And I have the hunter's mark on the bandit.
You see this guy over here who's just landed the hatchet that kind of, like, looks over into the dark.
Taking a shot.
Go for it.
Do I still have guidance on me? I guess I don't need it.
Probably not, no.
Okay.
19's probably gonna hit, though. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
26 to hit. Oh, baby.
Ooh.
15 damage is coming at that guy.
This man swings out and lands the hatchet there. And as you kind of like move to the side, Zakarum, you watch the hatchet just falls from his hand, like he's stopped fighting, and he's looking down at his chest, and in the light of a nearby torch, you can see like a gaping hole there, and he just kind of like staggers for a second and then falls over.
I'd recommend putting your weapons down.
Is he dead?
He's not moving.
There is a 100% chance you will die.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Yep.
I'd like you to make an intimidation check calling this out from the darkness to Gronk.
DeGronk. It feels good.
Not too good. Like a 5.
Okay.
Bad. I think the word you're looking for is bad.
I mean, compared to our rolls, maybe not.
The
But,
guy
yeah.
in the house doesn't seem to care. He continues loading, and he looks like he's ready to fight. The one in front of you, Zakarum, steps back, and you can tell that he's like, hey man, like, we can be cool. What would be your reaction to this? Like, he's still got his sword out and everything, like, he's ready for combat, but he takes a step away, and he looks at you like he's like, you know, he's ready to stop this here.
Yeah, I'd probably just tell him to put his weapon down. And step back.
He shakes his head. He says, oh man, you first.
Alright, I'll plant my trident in the ground.
He actually seems to, like, step back. Are you gonna make an opportunity attack on him when he does?
No.
Okay. He steps away and kind of, like, lowers his weapon for a moment. And the one behind him goes, what are you doing, man? And he's got his crossbow in hand pointed towards you. At this point, you guys are in pseudo-combat, and I do need a death saving throw from Draken Cade.
That's right.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
That's one fail.
Okay.
Maybe we have a healer in our party that can.
What do you guys want to do?
I am moving over Dragon.
I'm gonna tell this other bandit to put his fucking crossbow in the embers. Or just, you know, put it down in general.
Sure. As you tell him to put it down, he shakes his head, and he continues pointing at you, but he doesn't fire, and he says, what the fuck are you guys doing here? What do you want? And then when he hears Gideon moving around behind the window, he turns around and, like, points the crossbow at the window. He's clearly nervous.
As soon as he turns away from me, I'd like to make a running leap over the embers and slam him into the wall.
Oh, shit. Okay. Go ahead and make for me an athletics check, please. I'm gonna make one for him. Ooh.
Jesus Christ. I rolled an 8.
Okay. His friend looks on in awe, almost like too stunned to attack you, even though he has his sword at the ready. You leap over the embers and smash into him. And over here, Gideon, you're like leaning over to make sure that Draken's okay. He's just laying unconscious there in like the evening light here. And the wall behind you explodes out as all this rock comes crumbling down. and a bandit goes flying through here with Zakarum like tackling him into the ground.
Oh God. Good
Thought
job.
I told you to put it down.
As you look at him, you're pretty sure that you've crushed this man's chest inwards, and he's like, it looks like he's going through the motions of panicking to breathe, and then he just seizes up, and his eyes roll to the back of his head. Yeah,
I rolled an 8, nigga.
I rolled a 1.
Oh, fuck.
Gideon, I'd like you to make a medicine check, please.
Oh, I was just
Or,
gonna cast Cure Wounds.
Oh, sure, okay. Yeah, roll your heal, and Draken, you'll come back with some HP. And as you come around the corner here, BP, you see this bandit here standing there with his, he's got, like, a sword in one hand and a crossbow at his side, and he looks over and sees you there with the gun and just immediately drops them and puts his hands up in the air.
Good
You,
choice.
You're at 9 health.
90%. Yeah.
Wow.
You do know you're level 2, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I'm playing the mystical wizard with only 10 con.
Old wizard boy. Okay, alright. You guys are out of combat. This man has dropped his arms. The 3 people around him are dead. There's some lights of some burning torches and lanterns on the ground. And he's not having it. He goes, okay.
Regaining consciousness. I would like to resume my tirade about you're all fucking idiots. Just stop fighting.
I begin searching for gold.
Gideon, you lean down and, like, call upon this divine energy and reach out, touching the chest of this elderly man for a second, and life rushes back into him, and as his eyes open up, he's instantly just like, "You kids don't know anything!" Just, like, yelling into the sky.
I immediately give him to his own devices and start fucking making money.
Okay, sounds good.
Look
You
for
can make an
gold.
investigation check to see what you
So we're
find.
being Jude.
Yes.
Ah, yes, as expected.
I'll
Is this guy just panicking on the floor?
He's not panicking on the floor, he's still standing, but he's dropped his weapons and his hands are up in the air where you can see him. He looks like he's wearing like some basic clothes and a set of leather armor.
14.
Okay. What do you say to him, BP?
Sir, have you seen a tiefling with gold cat eyes?
He kind of like steps away from you for a second, and it's just like a mild shuffle, and he just points at the trunk behind him.
I'll point my huge ass gun arm at it.
Okay.
Is he in here?
He tightens his lips for a second, like he doesn't want to say anything, and just gives you a nod.
May Titan's embrace be swift.
And I'll fire the huge ass gun.
Yo, what?
Roll damage, please. It's
Oh,
point
it's
blank
beautiful.
to a huge object on the ground. You can't miss. Just roll damage.
Uchi, are you executing prisoners?
No.
I'm not executing him. It's only I think that's damage.
246 damage.
8.
8 damage?
Wait. 2. No, wait, that's more. It's 11 damage.
11 damage? Okay. You hold out your arm here, and for a brief moment, Gideon, you're like scrounging around on the ground. There's a bandit nearby. You're like, oh, I just found a few copper. And then you see like a brief flash of blue light, and just a pulse comes out of BP's arm here. You've never actually seen him shoot the thing before, though he's offered to fix your hair with it a couple times. And you watch as this trunk like splinters apart into a bunch of pieces of old wood bouncing around the place, and a tiefling rolls out, and he has like a bunch of shrapnel stuck in his body in different parts, and he looks completely bewildered.
Tiefling was actually in the trunk.
Well.
I'd like to take this
Mr. Hall.
opportunity to climb through the remains of the wall that I busted through and
Sure.
retrieve my trident.
I
Okay.
would like to attempt to climb through the window and probably fail, so I'll yell from outside.
I'd like to help him.
Okay, you
I
help the old
would-
man.
It's the tiefling we have found! Good job, bandit! This is exactly why we came here.
I would recommend not moving.
No, have the gun failed.
He looks over towards the bandit standing there and he goes, you betrayed me! And the other one just like looks at you and kind of stares at your gun arm for a second, BP, and then looks over and he goes, yeah, I did.
I'd like to, after retrieving my trident, grab the tiefling by the scruff of his shirt from behind.
Sure, he coughs up a
He
bunch of
doesn't do
blood,
anything
but he's still
tasty.
alive.
Wait. Fuck. I forgot. I was supposed to kill this man.
No, we must recover something from him and then turn him into the authorities.
Fuck.
So I suppose as long as we recover the goods, it's not the worst thing if he dies.
Hey, Goldstein,
Yes.
please interrogate the man.
All right, Fergus. You
You have really shitty charisma, something.
No, I have good charisma.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Look, Fergus, where's my money?
He looks over at you and he just goes,
Where's my money?
what are you talking about?
You owe the Goldstein Mercantile Banking and Trading Company 50 gold. I have come to collect.
Is that what this is about?
Yes.
And
Dude,
the
I don't have your
authorities-
fucking money anymore. I spent it all.
Well, he also stole and broke the law.
Yes, well, I suppose that we could turn him into the law as try to recoup some of the money, but
Well, just as you fucked up before and have to pay 3,000 gold, this man has fucked up and now has to pay 50 gold. I say we put him to work.
But why am I
Master,
going to
you-
jail? You owe 30. What?
He fucked up, but it wasn't a crime.
Not illegal. I could kill you right now.
yes,
It quivers for a moment in Zacharum's hand there.
stealing scrolls from citizens of Windray. So, how much money do you have on you right now?
I have a scroll in my pocket here. I don't know how much it's worth, but that's all I fucking got, okay?
I'll fish out his scroll.
Sure. You reach in and pull out.
Let me see. I love scrolls.
Feels good. Looks good. Looks good.
You pull out a scroll of... It seems to be a scroll of Detect Magic, if the little ribbon around the piece of parchment is any indicator.
Can I appraise this to see how much money this is worth?
Sure.
I already have this spell, damn it.
Are you handing the thing over to him there, Zaccharum?
Yes.
You think that this could go from anywhere to like maybe 20 to 70 gold, depending on the buyer.
I see.
Did you steal this from the sky, Jib?
Windery.
He nods.
Well,
Yeah, that's where I got it. That's where I got the other one too, but it's gone, okay? I don't have your fucking money.
What did you do with the money?
I told you I spent it, okay?
Yes, what did you spend it on, you fucking retard?
Damn, old man.
Yeah. Savage.
Supplies, okay?
At this point, I'd like to kick his knee out and put his head a little close to the embers.
Jesus.
This is just like he's telling the truth.
I'm all for
He
it.
screams like the moment that you hit his knee, he's already in a lot of pain. Just and you bring him down towards the fire. He goes, okay. It's. I paid it to these gentlemen that you've killed. I'm sure you'll find the money on them.
Can I insight check him?
Is
Well,
this
I mean,
true,
given
sir?
Bandit, let's just ask him.
He
I would like to insight.
looks at you and he goes, well, I got paid.
How much?
I've got 15 gold in my pocket right there.
Well, you're gonna need to drop that.
He like slowly lowers one of his hands and just like puts it on the ground.
It's
Proud of you.
a 24 insight check to see if he paid all of the money to this guy. Or
Okay.
he's lying about not having any money.
Well, why would he call supplies hiring bodyguards?
You think he's telling the truth that he paid all of them this cash?
So that's 15. And how much have I gathered so far? And like,
Right now, you've gone through one of them and found like a few copper. Are you gonna go check the others?
I think I will.
Okay. As you look around, you gradually find more and more cash on them. However, at the end of the day, you end up short, and you find in total, including the 15 that was dropped from that first guy, 35 gold, not 50.
Well.
Maybe it's in the chest.
Yeah. You,
Perhaps, my tiefling friend, you would like to enjoy the sweat a bit more?
Oh, I'm good.
Tell me, how is my friend so short on the money that you owe?
I don't know. I gave it all to them, I swear. You can search me. I don't have it.
I will search him from head to toe.
Okay. Make an investigation
know-
check, please.
just as I searched
just-
the chest.
No, not like, like I'm looking through his shit, like I'm just stripping the clothes off his body.
Just fucking hand into the asshole, the whole bit.
Yeah, the whole bit, dude. TSA, whole nine.
Investigation, please. If you're gonna be that thorough, you can make it with advantage.
I will happily do so. Okay, 12?
Now completely naked, you find no more coin on the tiefling. He's just, like, quivering there in the corner, and you've gone through all of his clothes and everything, cavity searched the whole 9 yards. He has no coin on him.
My mama always told
What
me
does
thieves
the-
had small dicks. I guess it was true.
His dick is huge.
But
What does the leather armor on these guys look like? Like, is it new at all?
No, it's definitely old and worn.
Is there anything in the chest? Chests?
The chest that you get... Okay, well, one of them's been obliterated.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does it look like there's any kind of remnants of what may have been something that isn't just the chest in the pile of chest?
No, it seems to be empty, other than maybe what looks like a cloth blanket or something, which has kind of been singed and everything. Getting over towards the other chest, Gideon, you are unable to open the thing as it appears to be locked. And unlike the other chest, this one is half made of metal. It's quite sturdy, and it looks like it's been hit multiple times with like a hammer almost, or a heavy rock. Like there's indents in it and everything.
I'm gonna snap at the bandit and be like, open this.
The bandit or at Fergus?
The bandit.
He shakes his head to you and he says, "We've been trying."
Wait, you just found this chest laying out here?
He shakes his head and then looks over at Fergus and he says, "No, he brought it."
Where did you steal this from?
Perhaps, Sorgus, you could regale us with a tale of everything that has transpired since you left the Windry, including what you took, will you?
Fergus gulps for a second and then he says, "I took it from the blacksmith.
Uh-huh.
It's stolen
I
in the night."
remember she
Good
was
old
rather
Donna.
angry about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the really butch one.
Now that's just mean.
The gun gets closer.
You see, he's like,
Respect Whammon.
The robot has that tattooed on him, on his fucking trash can body.
It's like right below the DeGronk symbol.
Respect Wham, and then there's like a little heart that says mom or something.
Are we? I think we should return chest.
I agree with VP. We should return the chest to the blacksmith.
Look, you got what you came for, right?
Shut the fuck up.
That was Fergus talking, right? Not the
Yes.
bandit?
15 gold short of what we wanted.
I'm sure
Can
you
I-
could work it off to your parents, Goldstein.
Dear bandit, sir, do you know where the other 15 gold is? Or is this one lying to us again?
Ah, I'm gonna make a roll for the bandit here. He shakes his head and he goes, I don't know, man. I got paid 15. I don't know what the others were paid.
Ah, well, I want to shake his hand. At least you're not an idiot.
Yeah, he gives you like a nervous smile as he shakes your hand there.
I
Wait a minute. You don't know what the others were paid. This means that somebody besides this man here paid you?
We heard. Look, the job was just to come by and escort him back to town, and we were on the way, and 15 gold to walk the road back to Yule is not so bad.
Who paid you to come and collect this man?
He looks over towards Fergus.
Oh, well, lots of questioning to be doing. Might as well tie this one up in the corner. As for you, good sir,
No, you can't take me back. Just leave me here, he says. And Fergus is kind of like quivering over there in the corner.
you don't have a say in the matter anymore, you fool.
Can I think back and like try to remember if there was any mention of like a reward for the scroll thief?
There was nothing written in the parchment that you got. Merely a warning, like be on the lookout.
Are rewards for catching thieves commonplace? Or
In most parts of the land, yeah, for sure. There was nothing listed though for this. So it's up to you if you want to dredge him back.
I think we should follow this trail to see where, you know, if there's
We
any.
just turn him in at Wool. There's no point taking him back. Not worth the money.
Yes. Gideon, I'm sorry, but it is not worth the money to track his trail back and try and find where the 15 gold went. Besides, I am believing that these men are all in cahoots with a third party who has been mysteriously left out so far.
The bandit
Now
with his
kinda
hands in
kick-
the air turns over to you guys and looking at each of you one by one, he's like, Can I go? Like, I did what you wanted.
Good sir, you live a life of righteousness and never lie.
Take your pants off.
What?
That too.
You can go. You cannot go with your pants.
Okay, but why?
Because I said so.
He looks at the rest of you guys to see, like, is this crazy or not? Are you guys, like, also confused or deadpan or what?
Take your pants off.
Okay, alright. He drops
Live
his
with a
drawer, so he's
shame.
just wearing, like, his underwear there and steps away from the fire. He's like, I can go?
Live with the shame of your crimes and never commit another.
I'll kick embers at him and say, "Get the fuck out of here."
He turns around and just runs.
You know, Fergus, you're kind of a bitch to hide in a chest.
I want to fashion out of the pants and the shredded clothing of Fergus's here. I'm going to fashion some restraints.
Okay. You tie, like, his ankles and his wrists.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, his wrists and a gag.
Alright. He is currently gagged and his wrists are bound.
And then maybe make him like a loincloth or something, because, you know,
I don't want to see that shit.
I don't want to see that shit.
Okay. With that, with all of you guys here in that abandoned building, having successfully found Fergus and what may be Donna's lockbox, who knows?
Tie his legs.
We will
Tie his
end-
legs, Baller.
If we're ending, no, I'm tying his legs
Okay, we will end the session.
and grabbing him and choking him out.
And killing
Tie
him.
his legs,
No, just until unconsciousness.
Okay, alright.
Make him weak.
Man, now this is a party.
I would like to congratulate you all on surviving your first session.
Hell yeah.
We had our first unconscious player.
That's-
Yes.
You were
Oh,
worried this
yeah.
would be a Monday, but I think you guys are doing pretty good. The RP was also a top notch.
Oh, sweet.
I actually really like our group.
I think
I
you
do
guys are pretty
too.
awesome.
Okay. Uchi, your voice. God damn it.
Jacob, you're doing pretty good yourself there. I was honestly worried when he rolled out of that crate that you were gonna be like,
Oh, Fergus, your hair looks bad. Let me help you.
Perfect. Alright, well, I'd like to thank the players. I think you guys did really good. I had a blast. I hope you guys did too. To the audience, always good to have some people about. And to the patrons, we couldn't do without you. If you didn't notice already, there is a poll out. So go ahead and vote on that if you've currently got that amount. We will see you not next week, as there's a week off, but the one afterwards.
okay.
Adios.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Every
Oh
time.
yeah. Forgot about that.
I hate this.
peace out.
Was that for the stream or was that for us?
No, that's for stream.